morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. It's Jobs Friday. December non-farm payrolls number just out here. 71,000 increase expected. The actual number, a decline of 140,000 to the downside. So a 211,000 surprise there. The unemployment rate not yet coming in 1.5%. No, I'm sorry. That's the monetary policy. We'll find the unemployment rate here. It was on here earlier, but I don't see it at the moment. But yeah, 140,000 to the downside versus 71,000 increase expected for the December jobs report. Busy day coming up. We have lots of individual names moving in the pre-market. We'll touch on Apple shares. Are they teaming up with Hyundai, or aren't they teaming up with Hyundai? We'll talk about that. Micron reported earnings, a surprise as far as their earnings report goes. We'll touch on that. They are trading to the upside. Thursday, all about blockchain stocks back at all-time highs for Bitcoin as well. It's Friday, January 8th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see Korea at the bottom there, 4% to the upside. Hyundai shares 20% in Korea overnight on that Apple report. Everything else nicely higher as well, 1+% gains. Let's go over to Europe, see how things are shaping up. Yeah, more positivity here. England, the only one struggling slightly. Everything else to the upside. We'll shift over one more time, have a look at North American markets. More positivity coming. NASDAQ leading the way so far. The future's up about 0.5%, both the Dow and S&P. Also in positive territory. We have Brazil open, trading higher already. Yeah, another 4% for Bitcoin today. Crude oil up 1.8%. A bit of a sell-off this morning in gold, down 1.2% for gold prices so far. Unemployment rate down 0.1% on that number. But yeah, bigger than expected miss there. 140,000 to the downside as far as employment is concerned, guys. 40, what are we at now? 41,000 on Bitcoin. It's just, it just keeps going at this point.
41.4. Yeah, look, I mean, thanks, Brendan. Yeah, welcome to the show, guys. Yeah, 6.7% there I saw. The unemployment rate. But yeah, Bitcoin, guys, continues to be the thing here. Let me call up a little chart if you want here for it, if it loads. There it is here. We can look at a daily chart. It's been a pretty amazing run here for Bitcoin. I mean, look at this. I mean, I don't need to discuss this. We've been talking about it on the show. I've been trading it every day. 20,000 up to 41 and change, topping out. I guess it looks like 41.8 maybe was the all-time high on this, but it just keeps on rocking and rolling. So Mara, BTBT, a few different names out there on watch today, and yeah, it just keeps on going. GBTC is another one, and then Ethereum also going crazy. But you know what, like, look, I've been a holder of blockchain and crypto basically since the beginning of the run last time. So it's really nice to see some of that come back. And I guess I need to change my description on my Twitter account because it says crypto bag holder, because not holding too many bags now. They're pretty full, but the thing about it is I cashed out a little bit. I have to tell you guys that yesterday. I did cash out of 10% of my BTC yesterday. So it is what it is. We're still holding a lot of Ethereum, but we did cash out a little bit. I'm trying to cash out some more tonight on Ether. So we'll see how that goes, but good luck to all and congratulations to all that are long Bitcoin.
Yeah, you're going to sort of notice what was the one thing down there. Gold, and it tells you all you need to know about the new relationships that are going on and how people are treating specifically Bitcoin and also other cryptocurrencies. Obviously, look, we can talk about stimulus all we want and the printing of money. That's sort of an old story. So obviously, you know, gold is not going to be what it used to be. Now, certainly, it's still pushing towards some highs and has been recently, and hasn't had bad returns. But overall, you're seeing far more movement and the volatility into Bitcoin. It was crazy, that pullback, by the way. It was like that fail break of 40,000, and it was almost to a dime, 10% retracement before just gunning again. So going to be watching that Mara today. It was pretty liquid, so when that big move was happening, it was actually looking like that might have been a better place to have been trading. I'm not 100% sure because I wasn't trading Mara at the time. I was looking at GBTC in the pink sheets. But it should be another wild day in the entire space. And that's not the only thing we're watching, because All-time highs for NEO, Tesla doing Tesla things, as always, Brendan.
Yeah, 11 sessions. 11 sessions. Wrap your head around that. In a row, Tesla opening higher. So it's another day, another all-time high for Tesla. Lots to get through this morning, guys. Before we get too far into things, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning, Brandon, and hey traders. I wish you all a profitable Friday, and please support the show and hit thumbs up. Let's get it started, Brandon.
As always, let's get it started with a look at how traders here at Day Trade the World fared yesterday. More big numbers coming out of mostly North American markets here. I think a lot of people were focusing on Bitcoin yesterday. Lots of OTC pink popping up here. You can see a little bit of other markets here at number 159,000, but nice numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all from the OTC. Number 7 down there, more OTC as well. Little Amsterdam at 27,000. Number 6, you got to go all the way down to number 9 today to get out of the 5-figure club. So another great day for traders here at Day Trade the World. There was a little bit of a story, guys, on DraftKings that just came through. I was going to pull up DraftKings chart to have a look. DKNG to see what we're doing with DraftKings this morning. I'm going to touch on Apple. There was obviously that Hyundai story overnight over in Korea. Hyundai up 20% on, I mean, they've confirmed it, but they haven't really confirmed it. They said they're talking to Apple about a possible combination that would see them amongst bidders to help them build their Apple car. They later came out and said that they were talking to a whole bunch of potential partners for autonomous car. But yeah, DraftKings up here 1% so far this morning, back about 50. We can have a look at that. Thoughts on Apple here, though, guys, heading into the morning?
I mean, we sort of said it as not, and it's not a joke, but so many times you will hear something like this with Hyundai and Apple, and then the walk back, like, oops, we're not supposed to say anything, so it's not official. Now, obviously, this is not necessarily new news. There was an expectation that there would be a partnership with an experienced car maker there. So, I mean, Apple was we're up 1% here, so it's nothing too crazy. It was already on just a fantastic bounce back on the week here, guys. And it's, you had that tech sell-off and to start the year, and then we're almost already back to the top of the week and sort of outpacing, the overall market a bit in that recovery. So I don't think it's gigantic news. Obviously, it's a heck of a lot better for Hyundai if you happen to have been trading that over in Asia. Apple's just sort of continuing its run anyways here. But it's certainly going to be positive news. If there's a spin to it, maybe you look at some of the other names that were speculated to maybe be involved here, like a Magna, which when I looked wasn't even trading down. So if it is Hyundai and not Magna, then maybe you'd see some tailwinds to the downside for Magna, but I haven't seen so far anything that would suggest that when looking at Magna this morning.
Look, you just buy Apple, you buy more Apple, you buy more Apple yesterday, you buy more Apple today, and you buy more Apple tomorrow. I mean, that's just what it is. You never sell your Apple shares. Just keep buying them, and any single dip that you want, if you have some spare cash lying around, you should be buying Apple. And then, if I didn't say this yet, you should buy some more Apple, because it is what it is right now with Apple. I mean, it dips down. Most dips get bought up. Here's the 50-period moving average. Again, slanted because of this. Actually, you know what? Let me call it up on another chart here just to show you guys, because we don't have the reverse split in there. On that. Okay, so here's Apple, comes down to 127, makes a base there. We had news. This is the news the day that it came out, I believe. About the 21st, because Apple ripped on the day when it started talking about electric cars. I think it was either here. Actually, it was right here. We went up to all-time highs there, about 138 and change on Apple. And I just think we keep going. I don't see any reason where this name would stop or why it would stop. I want to take a 133 break here. You have a bottom of 132. It bottomed out there a couple days ago. It was the breaking point right there. We struggled to get there before, and now it's up to 132. And also, guys, you know that Apple pays a dividend as well, right? So I mean, it's like nonstop, and it's a fantastic stock. They're getting into now. Obviously, it's going to be confirmed here into the electric vehicle space. So get ready to sell your car and eventually buy an Apple car or a Tesla car, because that's where we're going.
And we'll continue to, if you missed it, buy Apple. Drone Racing League, guys. I didn't even know this was a thing, but apparently it's a thing, and it's very popular. The Drone Racing League teaming up with DraftKings. That was the headline there for DraftKings. A little bit of a pop. In the pre-market on that, we're up about 1%, but $50 there. Big level for DraftKings. Sean, you like this one?
I've been liking DraftKings for a while. I don't really love it up here just because we've failed up here at 52, 53, 54 a couple times now. But this is nice news going upside. Like, draft, whatever that was, drone league, this league, that league. I mean, look, it's just the wave that's going to be happening. We're seeing it happen now with crypto. We're seeing it happening with legalization of marijuana. There's going to be legalization of betting and sports gambling as we go. I mean, and here's DraftKings. This is the daily chart here. It's been a nice move off of 44. We're long down here, 30s. We didn't really average in. We probably should have, and I probably will the next time. It's down to 47. I said yesterday, I've been getting my friends into this one, and they're really super happy with those kind of returns there. So, look, I mean, it's been a good run for DraftKings. I don't think it's over. They have first mover advantage. And, Brendan, I just think the party's getting started here. However, I said that cautiously only because I'd rather break it. This sounds crazy, but like buying in here at 50 is fine if you're expecting the huge break there, but I wouldn't put all my capital in. I actually would rather see it kind of break this 55, 56 and give us that upside move and then sort of get long in here, 54, 55, 56, rather than in this area just in case we do pull back. But look, NFL playoffs here. I think DraftKings is a big hit, a big win. We've talked about that with Mark, who will be on very, very soon. We talked about DraftKings and some of those other calls. So, Brendan, Drone League, let's go.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting, apparently, end of the season for the Drone League, guys. Let's discuss cannabis here real quick before we bring Mark on. It's a little more muted this morning. Didn't put them on the watch list because of that. Not as much volume in the pre-market. We've had a couple of big days to the upside, though, for cannabis stocks. What do we think going into this morning here?
Yeah, I mean, like you just mentioned it there. It was a big run for cannabis. So as cannabis goes, we'll hit weed Batman. I'm still holding the bag on some of these, but we have, where is it? Where's my weed Batman? There it is. The thing about CGC is I've been recommending this one for a hell of a long time. It gets up there to 32, 33. We said stuff about, buy the news, or buy the rumor, sell the news. It's already out there now. The Democrats will swept everything. So House, Senate, now you have Joe Biden in. Kamala Harris has spoken kindly about this space. And then also, you can't forget about the fact that these states need more capital. They need more money coming in. And this is a great opportunity for tax dollars to step in here and start, pulling back. Instead of buying your drugs illegally, now you can buy. And this is why we call them growth generation brands, because not only are we long down here, $16, $17, we're still not out of it. And I don't think you need to get out. I think this is a safer play than all of the weed names combined because they offer product that's not flower. And I just think that that's super important. They're going to offer you the equipment to build your own little, I don't know, I don't want to say supply, I guess, grow up, so to speak. There, here in Ontario, I think it's 4 plants per person or per household, something like that. And you can keep everything that you grow. So this to me means that people may be growing more, buying less. So I love growth generation brands. And again, a lot of the rhetoric is just really because of the fact that, the states are going to need to get some income here to pay for some of that funding that they're going to be, $2,000 checks coming around. Hey, why not buy yourself a hydroponics kit with that $2,000? I mean, that's sort of where I think this is going.
I mean, ACB's pulled back like not quite 20% from the top here, and just back to some consolidation levels that might be worth a look there. And I think, to what you were saying there, Sean, just to maybe take a step back to DraftKings and sports gambling, we did mention GAN a couple of times here, and I think one of the things that makes it stand out is, when you're supplying software to the gaming industry, it was a bit of a later mover when we talked about it, 19 to 20. That's when DraftKings was making that push, and there's almost no way in which you see, DraftKings pushing through and getting to that 55 that, GAN's not going to make a nice little run to that 25, 26 level. It's already kind of on the way there. Bit of a dip in after getting to like 24 earlier in the week. Now it's sort of consolidating right in the middle, that 20 breakout to 25. So there's lots of ways to get in. It's not the greatest day trading stock in the world, although there was an opportunity a couple of days ago. But that's the sort of thing. You got to think about some of those names that might have safer access to upside without the volatility once everybody sort of piled into the exuberance. And whether that's a growth generation or a GAN in this space, it certainly makes sense to me.
All right, guys, we'll bring in Mark Roberts, president of Sunlight Strategies, get his thoughts heading into Friday's session here. The jobs number out this morning. We'll kick things off with a look at, a higher look a little bit. Mark, good morning once again. This is a big beat, or a big miss, I should say, to the downside for this number. Do we put much weight into this, or is it to be expected?
Unfortunately, we have to put much more weight into it than it's being talked about. When you lose 500,000 jobs to the leisure and hospitality division, that means the lockdowns and the non-application of getting the vaccine into arms is a disaster. And unless the government figures out a better way on how to handle this, this market will roll very quickly over the next few weeks. I'm looking for 3,900 roughly on the S&P. We're at 3,810, but anywhere near that area, I'm making sales.
So we're coming in this morning to all-time highs once again. So some negativity in the background possibly coming into play a little bit this morning. 3,900, obviously, big round number at the top end as well. On the percent basage, the unemployment percent basage, we actually saw a little bit of a pullback. To be expected as well on your end?
Oh, if you take out leisure and hospitality, the industries did exactly as one would have expected. Unemployment, labor participation, everything is okay. But when you have 500,000 people out of work in leisure and hospitality, restaurants, hotels, airlines, if you want to extend it to that, we got to figure out a way to get these people back to work.
Let's touch on Boeing here quickly, Mark. We had $2.5 billion fine announced after market yesterday. There was a little bit of a move to the downside, but overall absorbed, quite nicely even this morning.
I'm looking for 184 on Boeing. I am not a buyer. I'd be selling any reasonable rallies.
What are your thoughts on, we'll shift over to Apple here, moving higher in the pre-market once again. These Hyundai rumors came out after market yesterday. We saw a 20% move over in Korea overnight in Hyundai. They did say at the end of the day, they were talking to multiple potential partners when it comes to both autonomous vehicles and EV sector. What are your thoughts on Apple today?
I'm still very bullish on it. I've got a 138 short-term target. Also, remember, you have now, I'm reading that Baidu is trying to get into the EV space in a meaningful way. So this space is going to start to get a little crowded. There's one broker out talking how Ford is doing a much better job than the Tesla, if you will. But we haven't seen the final results of even that thought yet. But I've got to assume this is going to get very crowded. Tesla eventually will hit a brick wall, and places like Apple, and we talked about Samsung, and we talked about Netflix, the content side of the autonomous or driverless car is going to be key going forward.
So let's talk about Tesla here. 11 sessions in a row opening higher for Tesla. We spoke briefly in the afternoon yesterday, Mark. I said it was 8:10 yesterday afternoon. We come into another $50 move, ho-hum, another all-time high for Tesla.
People want to own Tesla. They don't see any alternative at the moment. They think electric vehicles are here to stay. I don't see that many on the road, but they're being bought, and you can't fight the tape. So to try to short this would be criminal. But buying it up here for the first time, it's difficult.
Is it going
to be taking some profit? Yeah, every 20, 30 points, if I had a nice position, I'd be letting some go.
Yeah, is it going to take an Apple or a Baidu, as you mentioned, getting into the space to put an end to this run that we've seen for Tesla?
Yeah, I think if you look at the evaluation of Tesla, it's legitimately a bigger market cap than every other auto industry company. combined.
Yeah, I just saw this morning Facebook as well. It topped Facebook as of the close yesterday. Before we let you go, Mark, I want to get your thoughts on Social Capital. IPOE yesterday, big pop on news that Social Finance going to go public through Social Capital's IPOE SPAC. I mean, it seems like they can't go wrong at this point. Every single one of these that they've brought to market have been a success. We can start with Virgin.
Yeah, I think their buys initially, I would be trading them. I'm not sure I want to stay long any of them for periods of time. I just worry that if the market does roll, those will be the first to come down.
Great stuff. Mark Roberts from President Sun Lake Strategies. Pleasure as always, Mark. Enjoy your Friday and your weekend. We'll speak to you again on Monday.
Thank you.
There we go, guys. A little bit of a higher look at the overall market heading into Friday's session. We'll touch on what is moving around in the pre-market next. If you haven't done so already, make sure you sign up for the watch list. Absolutely free to you. News on the watch list coming very soon, so stand by for that. We think we have a finalized fix for this problem that we've had as far as delivery goes. There's been a delay as far as some providers go for the email, so we're going to come up with a better solution. If you haven't done so, though, sign up for the watch list. Absolutely free, as I said to you, every single morning before we come on. All the stocks moving around in the pre-market. We're going to kick things off this morning with Apple. Just talked about it briefly there with Mark. But yeah, these rumors came out overnight, guys, with Hyundai. We mentioned, already assumed that this was going to be a thing when it came to Apple building their car. But let's jump into the chart here. Let's figure out what we do with Apple today.
Yeah. I know what to do. How about we buy Apple today?
I feel like I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, we started the show saying that. And look, I mean, Apple's just going... look, Jim Cramer talks about it, says own, don't trade. But today I think we'll trade a little bit. And I just think that... that news there, fantastic. It's basically just confirming that they're going to be stepping into this space. We saw, what happened to Tesla. We've seen what happened with NIO, with the electric vehicles. And then now we have a whole bunch of SPACs and different new entrants, including the Chinese names, including Nikola Fisker, a few different technologies there. But teaming up with Hyundai makes a lot of sense. Look, we put the buy on Ford back at 650. It's at 950. So you're welcome for that 50%. And shout out to Randy, who I know was in that as well. Got out too early. But yeah, so I like Ford. But look, I like Apple. So anyways, let's talk about Apple. 132.64 here. I think we take out the high. This is a nice little move on the NASDAQ again off that employment number. And you know that NASDAQ and Apple and S&P 500, Apple is the largest stake in any of those indexes. So you really, really have to watch out. Apple will still follow the market, but I think today it could beat its own drum. If you go back a little bit here, even on a daily chart, if I call up Apple, I'll bring up a 20-minute chart here for you guys on Apple right here. 133. So this is what I was looking at right now, and we talked about this earlier. If you joined us at 8:30, get our watch list. But 132, it's a nice little base. We were 130, 150 right there as a top the last couple of times. We based down at 133 or 132 here on a couple breaks, and then right here 133 was the top. It broke it, went to 134, and then in this little consolidation, this is one whole day where it only moved $1, 132 to 133. It couldn't really break it. Opens the next day higher, smashes it back down. So I think something similar to this kind of move could happen today. This was a 133 down to 128. So I kind of think a 133, maybe up to a 135, 136 area. If we do go long on Apple, well, when we go long on Apple, we'll try to hold it to see if we can't get something for $3. But I am noticing that there is a little bit of consolidation here at 134.50 and change. So look, I like Apple. If we can get a 132, we'll take it. We're very, very close to that right now. It's still a little bit early, so let's wait to see when it opens up. But definitely yesterday's bottoms here bottom or not, 130, pretty solid level. We like those even numbers, and especially on an options eligible Friday. Let's watch out for 130. We'll defend that, hopefully hugely, and then we'll see what happens. But I don't like this market here coming back down, right? That could, send Apple down a little bit here.
I was just saying, about to say, we're coming back to that 3,800 level, and basically, that flat level on the ES, from yesterday. And if that's the case, we breached that, you're probably looking at having to defend that 130, which I tend to like. The breaks have never worked for me on Apple. The other side of the coin, of course, is yesterday's news with Baidu, and just worth noting that this is coming up into this 230 top here. I would certainly expect, on the heels of the Apple news, that you might get a little follow through that can get you to this 230 mark. So that's the level I'll be watching. We're about a couple dollars. Actually $4 away from it now because the pre-market high 227.50. We're sitting right in that 225 to 226 range. So Baidu might get a test of that 230 level. I'll be watching that one. If it runs out of steam there, Apple could take some of the wind out of the sails of that play certainly. And do not forget about NIO, which I know we're going to talk about in a few seconds. I know some of you guys have been watching the NGO. Big time move to the downside there. Now, they did announce that share offering. 85 million shares, the range 3 to 350. So it's a significant discount from yesterday's trade. Gapped down. This was already on the downturn, guys, but it started rolling over hard at 450. It caught a bit of a bid and then worked off this 420 level. So I'm going to hide my eyeballs on 420 and see what happens if it gets back up to that price. It hasn't really found too much of a base. I mean, it'll only turn around at 375 because it's a round number and it had fallen so far. So let's see if that forms a bit of a support on bingo. I really have no clue. 350 might be that as well. Sean, I think there's a question there.
Yeah, I see a question here, and I'm glad that someone highlighted this church. First of all, welcome. It's nice and convenient that you're here. Welcome, Stephen. We do have our talk on Monday with Arun. Members only $5. You get to ask us any question you want. But I want to address this Ford question right here as we go, and it says that he's long 650. So congratulations there. You're up 50%. So there's the validation of the call. So thank you so much for that. Look, I don't think you need to worry. The question here is about getting their dividend and make you feel better holding it up 50%. If you're nervous about holding a stock up 50%, then just simply take some off. I mean, we always say pigs get slaughtered, so we have that cool graphic. I just want to say take some off. But also, it's kind of, here it comes. Close your eyes if you don't like this. But the thing about it is, guys, remember, they're not paying a dividend. So what they're doing there is they're putting cash to work. Like, would you rather Ford put cash to work on building an EV space or research and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Or do you want them to pay the dividend, right? And so for me, I'd rather have them work on this. And it seems like it's working out pretty good. I mean, what is like a 3% dividend anyways when Ford can move 3, 4, 5%? Like, they announced that F-150 is going bonkers there on the EV side of things. This stock is going to rally like crazy. So this is Ford right here. I don't have any problems at all holding this stock. Like I said, we're long 650-ish. I think it's 670 to be honest with you guys. So something like that where the call was. Pretty flat here. We go to a 3-minute chart. There's really no worries about Ford. Look, it's an iconic American company, and it's just been going up, 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 up here. I like Ford better than GM just because of the F-150, but we did top off here at 960. This is the daily chart. So no problem being worried about it. I think if it doesn't break this 950 in the next couple weeks, then you could probably dump it. But watch out for this 50 period. We broke it, then we rolled right back. So you have an 850 bottom, my friend. So I'd get out at 850 if you're worried.
Guys, let's have a look at a few upgrades and downgrades for today. This one's becoming a permanent resident. On the upgrade side, Tesla again today, catching a couple of upgrades and price target increases. Micron on this side. We'll talk about Micron's earnings aftermarket yesterday in a second here. Chevron, the energy space has just been ripping this week because of oil. Baidu on here. We mentioned that one earlier already. Alibaba, Bed Bath & Beyond, Lear Corporation, United to the downside. But note they are all positive so far, guys.
Yeah, and just a quick look at Bed Bath & Beyond yesterday, of course, poor earnings to say the least, and you had a big move to the downside. It's actually recovered off that 1750 and holding those gains and then some, meaning just like 2%. There's still a lot of this gap to fill. It's worth noting on the way down, and you look at this in the morning when the release was dropped, there was a pullback to 1960, which ended up holding all day. I think that's going to be around that level. I'll watch. I'm still bearish on the name, and I think today going to look for a more patient approach to find a short that 1965-75 area in front of 20. If it tries to fill in more of the gap, is probably worth a little bit of a wait. And then looking at the afternoon lows here, that 1860, which oddly enough was a price I tried yesterday. So those are the two things I'm looking at specifically for Bed Bath & Beyond.
All right, guys, we'll carry on here. We're going to bring in Arun, have a look at the overall market, see what levels we need to be aware of on the futures this morning. We did have a little bit of a move to the upside there following that number, Arun. But as Sean was saying, we're creeping back to day lows here so far.
Yeah, when you get a number like that where the number is good and the unemployment rate is, the number is bad, the unemployment rate is good, you kind of get a mixed reaction. That's why you see the move initially down, then up, now we're coming back in. So essentially we went nowhere, just a lot of movement in between. So the levels I've got to the bottom is 37.85. We declared that level pretty well yesterday. There was a decent amount of support buying just underneath 90. So I'm going to push that down to 37.85. And above 10, 38.10, there seems to be a ton of selling. There's a lot of passive selling up there. So the setup for me is we are where we are, but at the same time, it is set up somewhat on the buy side for me. I am long. I'm long right here, 38.06, but I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. I just took it because it's part of the setup, and I have to, I follow my rules, my trading rules with Sean and Neil talk about it all the time. It is part of my rules, so I am in it, but I am actively managing to make sure that there's nothing coming in afterwards so that it kind of falls apart on me. So I am long for the moment, but I am aware that there's a lot of selling above 38.10, so I'm keeping an eye on that. So if there's a proper setup above 10, if we get back above 10, we kind of just set up decently. I think you have a real good chance to take out that take a short with the 20 as a stop. And of course, if the 20 goes, then you have the extension play, right? This is another move like what we got yesterday, where if we broke 75, we could have that extension option. You got that 20-point extension. Now you have another chance at an extension if we get above 20. So just be aware, 38.20 on the top end, 38.10 to 20, there seems to be a decent amount of action on the sell side. And on the bottom end, you have 37.85 as the support base. So in this, at this point, risk reward ratios, if you see a long, you may have you can take a shot, but just be aware of the overhead that is in front of you.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. As always, we'll check back in on
Monday.
Monday.
Know what, Brendan?
Yeah.
I forgot. On Monday, I am in for the chat, right? I believe.
Indeed. Arun will be joining us, guys, for the members Q&A coming up after the show. Thanks, Arun, for reminding everyone, including myself. Monday, after the show, guys, Arun's going to stop by for the Q&A. We sit down for about 45 minutes or so. So if you have any kind of questions on futures markets or trading, Arun will be there to answer them.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Arun.
Yeah.
We'll check in on Monday before we get to the open with Arun once again. Let's continue along with things that are moving in the pre-market, guys. Micron Technology easily topping estimates on their fiscal first quarter earnings. Net income per share number both handily beat expectations. Q2 forecast was also well above expectations. We've been talking about the recent strength in the semiconductors group here, guys. 4% this morning for Micron.
Yes, sir. And it's nice to see guiding higher when you're seeing, you don't always get a lot of guidance throughout the end of last year. And Micron, there was a nice break in Micron, of course, through that like 76, 77 area. If you sort of extrapolate the beginning of that consolidation break out, we've only really gone like $5, like 6-7%. There's room to extend this probably a little bit further, but as I see it sliding back down here and, just having an eye in the overall market, it does feel like there's going to be an opportunity maybe back at like 80, 81 before we extend a little bit higher. And I think I'm looking, and the level I wrote down for Micron was specifically 81. And I think an 82.50 in terms of a break. And if we consolidate off the open and when there is no flush at all, then I look for an 82.50 break. But first look for me is to see if we can't buy Micron on a dip here at 81. I think you have some obvious support at that previous high going into these blowout numbers. So bright space, strong name. It had been consolidating going into earnings. Obviously, pre-market coming back in a little bit. Not too much of a surprise. We've seen that in the past. That's why trying to play the patience game here. I'm going to like that 81 on Micron.
Look, guys, my call for 2021 was the chip space, and so about that, you can see what Micron's done on a daily chart. We all know this kind of a run from 50 up to 90, or 82, 85 right now. We're looking at AMD, and look, so this is what the thing is, like 48 cents versus 78 cents versus 48 cents. Revenues increasing, increase in expectations. This is our watch list, by the way, watchlist.tradertv.live. Make sure you sign up for that to grab that. But I call up AMD because not that Micron and AMD are direct competitors. We know there's different RAM, different this and that going through. But look, I mean, if Micron is ripping it up and beating, it just goes to the whole sector here. I think the more people stay at home, the more computers are bought, the more video game consoles are bought, and just simply put, the Internet of Things, the more these chips are being used. So let's call it like it is. I love a Micron break through AMD break through 96 today, guys. I mean, this bottom was absolutely fantastic. We got everybody in to AMD a long time ago, guys, at this 50 level here on this consolidation is where I'm long. I'm long at 50 even. I got a little cheeky there and just put a bid there one of these days, and it tanked down through me, hit me, and then now we're right back to the upside. So we're long AMD in this area here. So it's a double since June. Not bad. I think there's a hell of a lot more upside to this name. This is a daily chart looking back here. We did base out. This is a 3-minute chart yesterday. Look, I mean, if the world comes to an end today and we go down to $94 here on AMD, that's a good spot to drop any of your longs on a day trade. But until then, I mean, I'm going to be going with this thing. We could defend 95 a little bit off the open if that does come in. I don't know if we tank a little bit off the open, but no matter what, I like this 96 break. I just hope it doesn't happen in the next 25 minutes because, again, the liquidity in the pre-market could send this thing tumbling, and the amount of shares that I want to take, I can't in the pre-market just because it doesn't profile well for the way that I like to do my risk. This yesterday top 95.40, I guess we can look at that as maybe a first entry if it does go down, and then we're going to protect this 95, but then we're not going to drop anything until it gets to 94. So, hey guys, risk on. We had another huge day yesterday, so risk on today again. Let's keep rolling the profits.
All right, guys, we heard aftermarket yesterday, the Justice Department fining Boeing $2.5 billion. They came out a little bit later on after the initial announcement saying that the fine, which allows the company to avoid further prosecution, that was the important part, includes a fine of $243.6 million, compensation to airlines of $1.7 billion, and a $500 million crash victim fund over fraud conspiracy. This goes back to the 737 MAX crashes that happened last year, the two of them, the deadly crashes. So as we said with Mark, I mean, the move down early or aftermarket yesterday was, pretty severe negative, but we're right back to positive territory here this morning.
Yeah, that's sort of the interesting thing. I mean, I even was saying this morning, one of the things I tweeted out was, maybe Boeing breaks this sort of slumber or short slumber that it's been in sideways, and breaking out to the downside. Really thought you'd get a test of that 200 area, or I mean, at least that 202, and maybe be worth a bit of a dip on a day trade. And instead, we're right back to normal. I don't necessarily like a breakout here on Boeing. If you look at this level, it's like 213.50 or 214. I don't love that breakout. I think you run right into that 215, 216 area almost right away. I'd love to see us sell off in the actual trading session on volume to be able to get a dip and then run into some of those highs before trying to break out. That would make a little bit more sense to me. But at the same time, to sort of contrast what Mark's saying, the market likes certainty sometimes. Once you get a solid number, I don't think anybody expected that Boeing wasn't going to be paying a significant fine. And the numbers, it might be slightly at the higher end of the range, but I remember seeing or hearing at least somebody saying $3 billion. So 2.5, maybe in the higher end of the range, but it's still within that band. There is a little bit of certainty here. I would suspect that, I already sort of believe Boeing would be one for this quarter. You might not have to wait too much longer, but I'm a little perplexed that we're gapping up, so I wouldn't be surprised if we sell off and get a chance to defend some of those lows. It just seems weird to me on no volume, essentially, that we're gapping right back to this level unless they just love this certainty.
Yeah, look, I've disagreed with Mark before, and I believe that he's pretty wrong on this one. I don't think Boeing goes any lower here. You have this 50-period moving average. It's bounced off a couple times. You get down to that 200 level there. That's great. Like, if this goes down to 184, then just sell all your Tesla shares and buy Boeing because, well, not because unless you growth, I guess, keep Tesla. But yeah, I think Boeing is nothing but upside from here. I think China's going to probably announce a big order to show some love back over to the Democrats here. Boeing, nothing but love for Boeing for me on the upside. I'm long 217 or 216 in my own personal account, so it's a flat trade for me at this point. But I love Boeing defending this 200 level. We're not going to get there today on a day trade. But yeah, I just disagree. I think that Boeing can go here. It's kind of made this base. Obviously, down here would be fantastic. If the market crashes, look, Boeing's going to go down with it. But honestly, guys, like this little move down here, like Neil just said, certainty is now in. They pay that fine and they move forward. It's a reopening play there. The only problem is, as Mark alluded to, and like we talk about all the time, is they've kind of bumbled the vaccines, which was no surprise, honestly. But as the vaccines get rolled out, people will be traveling more. People are already traveling. Go to your local airport; it's pretty busy. And yeah, so I mean, not as busy as it was pre-pandemic. But there it is, 1,000, I guess. That's good. Not too bad, Valeria. Up to $214 today. I think we take that out. I don't think there's a problem taking that out whatsoever. And then we run into those levels that Neil was talking about, 215, 216 up here, and then we see what happens. But I like Boeing. Oh, you know what we haven't shown yet? We haven't shown the imbalance locator. Hello, Neo. Oh, and you guys remember last week when I said Neo touches $60 pretty soon? Okay, so there's 57. So from 45 to 57 in a week. You're welcome if you took that as well. IPOE, we love that one as well. Brendan talked about that. SoFi coming through. And then the baby that we all know is Palantir that we're long. I mean, again, Palantir doesn't profile out like your FCell or like some of these BNGOs, or someone said to me that I got them into FT at $1.75. You're welcome. That's $9 right now. But look, Palantir, I just think this has more runway to go, more room to the upside, but Palantir's right here. Watch out. Yesterday, guys, we went long 24.65 break, which was right here. We hit this break and we hammered that to the long side. Big success. I told you yesterday was a monster day for me as well, so that was a monster trade there. And I think we can have something similar, actually just $1 higher right now, 25.70 break on Palantir. So watch out, man. Today's going to be hopefully an explosive day for us again. Palantir's doing exactly what we thought it would. I talked to you guys about buying this at $22, $23 down here. I waited. I did not reload because I was waiting for this to come through 21, 22. It didn't. But anyone buying the bottoms here of Palantir is nicely rewarded today. And look, don't try to always hit home runs, guys. Like if you're bought at 23, you're now in the money 10% in 3 days. You could take some off. I wouldn't, but I think we go back to 30 on Palantir on a big imbalance today.
All right, guys, let's talk blockchain, Bitcoin specifically. We have the group back in focus this morning, 41.8. We mentioned the high overnight on Bitcoin. We're getting back up to that as we speak. In fact, for Bitcoin. So, you can look at Mara, Riot, there's that XNET, GBTC. What do we do with this group today here, guys?
We buy it all. I mean, it just depends on what you think about Bitcoin, right, guys? I mean, this is the run on GBTC. We talked about that the last little bit here. GBTC up today. Oh, well, you're not going to get a good value for today because it doesn't really print too much in the aftermarket or the pre-market, but because it's the OTC. But this is GBTC. I mean, there's a lot of stocks like this. There's QBTC. Thank you for Lucas on that one in the over here in Canada. So if you want, just put a Q in front of this, and you can get the Canadian version. But yeah, I mean, look at this run up, Brendan. It's very, very similar to what Bitcoin's doing. But remember, I think it's 0.0001 coins per share. And right now, Bitcoin's 41.2, and this is 47. So there's a premium put into this because there's an equity. And we talked about this with Shakib there on the chat, and he asked me, what do I do with BTBT? I'm long this thing at $24, right? So what do you do with it? And I was just gonna say, like, if it's tied to Bitcoin and you're noticing that the last couple days, it's not moving like Bitcoin. The Bitcoin chart the last couple days is bumping up, similar to that GBTC. So if this is coming back down now, and you're holding it because of the value of Bitcoin, I just wonder what the disconnect there is between certain stocks and Bitcoin. So you just got to watch out to see if it breaks. I mean, I told Shakib that I think we could. Why not? We can retest $30 here. That's for sure. I don't see why. I mean, I don't know enough about it. How much Bitcoin are they actually holding and what they're all about? But I would watch out for some of these bottoms. You don't want to be caught holding the bag. Like I said, I'm a crypto bag holder, but now it's all good. Oh, someone asking there today. We got a lot of love for it yesterday, and I'm going to show it because you guys were talking about. I talked the other day about making pasta. We did, Brendan, finally get that KitchenAid stand mixer pasta maker, as we threw out the old one, from Italy back in the day. But there it is right there. So here it is. She rolled it out. My kids, my wife got that going, and we had some fresh pasta. Thank you for all of the comments there with regards to that. But tonight was a great night. So we were watching Bitcoin, we were watching pasta being made, and then we were eating said pasta. It was with a pesto, though. Pesto was pretty good.
I love pesto. I mean, I don't know. Pesto gets a bad. Actually, no, pesto doesn't get a bad name. I just feel like it got like too popular a little bit there. And you mentioning these names, and I think Mara stands out for some day traders. And I know our guest yesterday, Louisa, talked about this, and I was trading it simply because of the liquidity. It's already done like 3.5 million shares. It did follow, I want to say rather nicely. Obviously, if you were caught in that pullback off of that 40,000 break, there's nothing nice about it. But certainly, it followed to a T, and then made the same bottom on some liquidity, and you were able to pick it up there. So in the back of my mind, if there's another sharp pullback, I might be looking to see where Mara makes a bit of a turn, to see if I can pick that one up. The trend was your friend there, and it's just, you know, shorting this one, there were a couple of decent ones there, and because of liquidity, you can have some tight stops. But you know, overall, it's just better, as long as the trend is still up, to maybe just find places you can buy the dips, maybe as opposed to some breakout trades. But Mara should be on watch once again here.
All right, guys, we have a number to get through here. Let's continue along. Let's talk Tesla and NIO here if we can. Tesla, I just checked, taking a run at day highs right now. In fact, they announced a cheaper Model Y that they're calling their standard range Model Y. That is on their website as of today, so already available. Surpassed, as I said with Mark, surpassed Facebook's market cap as of the close yesterday. It doesn't stop, and here we go again for Tesla, back to highs.
It'll probably never stop. I mean, the only thing that's in the back of my mind is sort of remembering that one day, and I know you'll never forget it, Sean, that test of 1,000. And you know, I just feel like that's going to be an interesting one when it gets there, and you want to be prepared for what you want to do in that afternoon, because it felt like there was like right at the end of the day, it felt like $100. And I wouldn't be surprised if you saw the same thing, especially if we get there next week. Because that'll be just a fantastic run. The faster it goes, I think the better chance you get a bit of a retrace. We've seen Tesla do the dip. I don't want to look at 850. I want to have a quick look at that 840 level to see if we can come back into it. I'm expecting we're probably going to get a test of that 1,000 mark, which is fantastic. I mean, 5,000, I guess, realistic is what we should be saying here. We'll probably get a test of that sometime in the next week or so, and I think that's going to be the next time you see me short Tesla.
Yeah, Neil's 100% right there. Tesla will never stop, to be honest with you. You know, look, just 3 days ago, this thing was 730, right? So there you go. So that's 730. Then you're like, oh, ho-hum, 770. That's a nice day. And then yesterday, 820. That's good. And then today, 860. So what are you going to talk about? 900 on Monday. And then if you just extrapolate it up, we're at 1,000 by Wednesday next week, if not earlier. So look, I mean, I don't think this is based on valuation. This obviously it's not based on you know, fundamentals. Really, it's too high. It's $800 billion right now. $800 billion for Tesla. So if you can imagine that, look up what some other car maker values are. And are they deserving of it? Yeah, probably, yeah. I mean, that's what the stock market is, right? It predicts future revenues, future values of companies. They're making a change. There's not too many companies out there that actually have these kind of visionaries. Obviously, I'm not touting Elon or anything like that, but you've seen it. The proof is in the pudding, man. The guy's a genius. The stock keeps on ripping up, and I'm telling you, he's going to split this stock again. Like, I don't know if you can split it as many times as you want. I don't know if you could do one a year, one a quarter. I have no idea how that all goes, but I'm telling you, this stock probably splits one more time. It could be like a 10 for 1. He'll bring this thing down to $100, and then he'll rip to 1,000 again. So, I mean, you just whatever, trade this as you wish, but it's a good day trade. But for me, the ranges, and again, you know, it's not that there's anything wrong with it. I get caught up trading other things.
NIO's better, that's why.
Yeah, and Tesla, oh, I love, look, I've been destroying NIO. We can go over to NIO too. But Tesla right here, Brendan, 860, 850. I don't know. I mean, you just keep going higher and higher. Neil just mentioned Neil mentioned NIO here, and we still do have a great little run here. 2 million shares still to be paired off on NIO. I've traded this brilliantly, I think, over the last little while, and it's not just me, it's you guys too. Anybody holding this thing long, congratulations. We've been buying dips on this name. You guys know that every single time we have. I'm going to pull up a 3-minute chart. If we dip again to 56, 57, let's watch out. Sometimes those buy imbalances, though, will send this stock down, and that's a little bit what's happening right now as investors and traders, just not investors, I guess traders, realize that maybe it's being propped up by that, but it's not. It's going to get propped up by real demand. So watch out for 57.50 break on NIO, and then we'll try to buy into 55.
All right, guys, let's go down to Uber Technologies. Goldman Sachs said to be shopping a 38 million share block print that they want to get off at some point between 53.90 and 56.13. So big move down here for Uber, but we are trying to get back to the upside. It was down more than 4% at one point, but big block chunk of shares from Goldman available for sale.
this feels like a trap because, I mean, the second you see that news and you're like, okay, so if you get a break of 54 and you get a push back anywhere close to some of those highs, fade, 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 fade. But you know, again, and I'm probably going to do it. So you know, just to say that it's a trap is probably ridiculous. If there's any truth to that story, I would expect if this thing starts creeping up and getting a bounce into that 55 range, anywhere close to previous close, I think it's going to get faded. Especially given, it's not actually it's not that much weakness in the market, but you know, overall, we've had it's been a good week. We're basically flat in the session. It wouldn't be surprised if there's a bit of a pullback there. So I'm only going to be playing Uber to the short side if it pops up based on that news. So if you give me 55 to 55.5, I'd be shorting those prices on Uber for today, anyways.
55, yeah. Uber 55 would be pretty sweet if it got down to that low or that back to that high. I mean, if we think. 56 and change. I mean, look, Uber. We talked about it the other day. It's a lot of traders and smarter people than I's pick for 2021 here on a reopen economy. So I don't hold too much weight to this block sale. I mean, there's millions of shares get sold every day. I know this is a big one, 38 million, I think you said there. So it's a big one, but down 4% is too much for Uber. So let's go long through 54.70 here. A 55 break, I don't know. I don't know if we get back to 56 today. Let's just watch the action on Uber. It's not on my sticky notes or not on one of the top stocks for me to watch today. I actually even missed that story, down 4%.
All right, guys, let's go to Social Capital's IPOE on the watch list. We came about mid-morning yesterday with the news that they had done a deal with Social Finance, SoFi, to take them public in a deal that will value the company in the neighborhood of $8.5 billion once the deal is finalized. So IPOE was halted for most of the midday yesterday before resuming, closing near the highs, and then we had another 11% to go here for IPOE. We heard Mark say earlier, trade them, don't own them.
I disagree again.
I mean, it depends on which one. I mean, this one I would say own, and watch out for when a firm comes next week with their IPO. I feel like that'll be an interesting run. This name will move as well, and this was an absolute gift. I was watching this when it reopened. It was just a hard turn, and if you had any chance to buy off of that 1750 to 18, it was just a lot of strength down at those prices. So there's 100% a trade here because it's already done 4 million shares, and I think I'm already looking at like. I mean, 2150 is going to stand out like a bit of a sore thumb here, guys, and 22 even as well. But if we can get any kind of a defense of around yesterday's close to pre-market lows on any dip, I would play that even before I played that 17 to 1750. So, today is going to be a bit of a day trade. So I'll be looking for that break through the top. I'll be looking at that 1950 to 20 range for a bit of a pickup on the downturn.
Yeah, I'm going to take the top off here because 2150, I think SoFi makes a lot of sense. We love the financials. We love what they're doing, Social Capital. And yeah, look, I mean, it made a lot of sense to me that this is, when you get IPOs that come out and people are long, like people on the inside get Airbnb at $50 or 48 or whatever the hell it was, and then it IPOs at 170. So, I mean, I think, or 145. It's just one of those things where I think this is a good opportunity to get in. You do have a lot of momentum to the upside. And yeah, I mean, this 1750, like, wow, if that could happen again, then yeah, that would be a personal account buy for sure. But for today, let's just see the momentum. I think it's worth taking a shot through this 2150. It's worth taking a shot through this $22, in my opinion, again. And then you can use 20 as your stop. So just trade it very carefully. It's going to be pretty thin as it opens up. Remember, there was a big buy imbalance, and I think there still is. 900,000 shares as Neo imbalance just continues to grow, man. So we also have Triple D on there. I want to talk to Mark about that. And then another one, Brendan, I don't know what IPOF is, but there's another one here, and we'll figure out what that's not Clover, but there's a few other ones that are going through as well. So 2150, I really, really like that top. I just am a little bit worried. It's done 4 million shares, so I'm not worried about the volume being there. I just worry about the early spread here. Like I go long 2150, and then it come down and retest 20. I'm $1.50 out, and then I got to make a decision. So 2150, the order is going to go in very, very soon. We'll take that top off. Hopefully it halts, and we get out like $80.
Yeah, IPOF has actually not been announced yet, so I guess they're just buying up the rest of them in anticipation of a deal. But IPOC, good point to bring that up. IPOC is no longer trading on the NYSE. Got to go to CLOV on the NASDAQ. So the first day for Clover on the NASDAQ, guys. If you want to find that one, you'll find no quote for IPOC. Let's talk about this bunch of little ones to get through this morning. NEO Technologies, not to be confused with NEO Technologies, but NEO Technologies, a Chinese electric scooter maker, with the update on their fourth quarter numbers. Big time to the upside. Yeah, that's a look at their scooter, I imagine. NEO Technologies Q4 update here. Sales are better than expected. Little tiny one from China, guys, but interesting here.
Yeah, I mean, look, if the EV space is going to take off, these are actually selling. And they had good numbers on their sales in Europe, where there was growth. Of course, maybe because of the pandemic, a bit of a downturn in China specifically. But people, especially because of the pandemic, want to travel, have their own personal travel. And this is certainly one way to do it, other than the smaller vehicles. So it seems like a good product to me. It makes a lot of sense. Now, this may be a little frothy, coming into the second day here, but it is potentially getting to a pullback at like a 37 or so, just looking at that top. I'd love to see it retest. And again, some of these times when stocks are low volume, you want to hold off. And 3180 definitely looks like a level on a pullback. So anything around 32 we'd take. 75,000 shares pre-market. That's why you don't dig in too deep until an opening range is made. But this is definitely going to be in my radar for the next few weeks here, especially if it makes an all-time high. Let's see how far that one can go. Works, you guys might have seen. I don't know if it actually made our watch list, but I don't see any news on it there, and it just started rolling over. So the second time I'm taking a 230 short here. We'll see if it works better. The first time lost a few pennies.
We'll touch on this one as well. FT, little fintech from China. We mentioned it yesterday. Huge move to the upside yesterday, 150 to 550 or 650, I guess, before it pulled back. But again today, we're higher, 56. This is crypto-based, so they announced they're investing in crypto, essentially, going back to yesterday morning. So FT, 56%. This is very strong again this morning. We're extending these highs. It basically closed on day highs yesterday. We're up to 850, trying to break that last little pivot to the upside for FT, guys.
Yeah, someone said that I got them into that one at $1.75. Well, that's where we were trading it yesterday and looking at it. I personally, we don't come on the show and tout anything. I don't own any FT stock, so. But if you guys do, congratulations, get out. It's $9 if you're long at $1.75. Seems like a good move to me. Okay, $96 here. I do have bids lower on AMD here to see if we can pick some up. We talked about that one. I like this name to start off the day. Bidding here, 95.06. Again, we're going to try to defend 95, some more in 95 there as well. And then even down here to 94. The only time I'm dropping this thing today is if it does break through 94. We're going to try to take a 96 long as well. I don't have that order in yet as a script order because, well, I guess we're only 2.5 minutes away now. So we can probably get going. I'm excited also for Apple. Play the dips and play this break of 133. There also is a 132.50 if you really want to take it off the open. I can't blame you for taking Apple off the open as well. And then our friendly giant, Tesla, we talked about that already. That's really the friendly giant. But here's NEO still moving upside there as it was 2.1 last time, 2.2 right now. IPOE, we're looking to take that off as well. And then a quick look back on Palantir. Still looking to break the highs of the day. See if we can't get this long back near 25, but I don't know if that's going to happen either. Monster bid there. It looks like it wants to break through, so watch out for $26 on Palantir. So it's going to be a busy one, man. Only 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, and just hitting that 1,500 likes already. Thank you guys very much. NEO breaking through that 57.20, I guess the all-time high. It did get in the pre-market a few sessions ago, or at least a few weeks ago. It was like 58.43, so file that number away at 58.50. On the dip, I'm going to like it. And again, picking a specific level has never been the best idea, but 56.75 or so, if it does come down, I want to see if I can defend it. I want to buy any turn that happens. Though I did get into that works, and IPOE, I have a bid in front of 20, as well as a bit of a breakout opportunity. We still have just about over minutes ago. I know some people have been talking about BNGO. If you're wondering why it's down 17%, they did have that share offering. It has just bounced again to the upside off of 380. Going to retest that 420. I'm not going to short this pop with 1 minute to go until the open. If it finds a move all the way up to 450, I'll definitely sell through there if I get an opportunity on BNGO. But no positions on that yet for me over here.
I just said, yeah, a bad word there because look at the NASDAQ. I mean, the NASDAQ just ripping up there. I don't want to get into anything before the market opens. We are looking to get into Apple, so I am a little bit worried about that. Bed Bath & Beyond is another name there that we talked about a little bit with Mark, I believe, or Neil mentioned it. 1950 yesterday was a good level. Watch out for 1960 high on BBBBB. We'll take that out if it takes it through. 1963, Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah,
40 seconds? No, 20 seconds, sorry, left.
I was going to say there was like 75 was a bit of a level on Bed Bath & Beyond as well. I mean, it's just sort of splitting hairs at that point, but certainly going to be on the watch. You saw what happened yesterday. 57% short interest, as Sean mentioned there. But we got to drop the countdown for the last time this week. A little slow when I hit the button. But Miss V is on the bell, so let's get this party started. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get going. OSPO, we could make that test to the top almost right away here, guys, but first things first, I am going to be watching. And you know what? Why even try to wait for a dip buy when Neil's just going to go through the high? 58.43 was the all-time high. If you look at pre-market prices, I can tell you Works is in the money, but I was really hoping for a dip on Neo. And if we can get it here, watching it come back down rather hard into the 57 range.
Yeah, here comes the NASDAQ back down a bit. So that's why we're not getting anything long right now. We are looking for some longs in this space right now. So that's what I'm trying to play for, is some long trades here. And they're not coming in as the NASDAQ coming down a bit. We're going to see what does happen. There goes AMD. So there's our first position. Actually, 2 positions right now. IPOE long. So we're long IPOE through 2150. So that's a good trade there. Ripping upside. I told you I like this one. So a nice little 20-cent win right there. And a nice little 25-cent win right now on AMD. So 2 longs and both ripping right now, guys.
Yeah, that first level I want to see if I can defend. Oh, of course, I just missed a bit of a punch there on Neo.
Go IPOE.
IPOE's making a nice run. It's about in front of 22, but it continues to go. It's about at 22 even. There is the dip, and there's the turn on Neo at 57.20, which was the previous high. I did miss out on it, but IPOE certainly the good one. Social Capital doing all of the good work for us here. That wick is crazy. We did not just trade to 22.80. If we did, I'm a fool.
No, I mean, I'm long here, so I hope that same thing as you, Neil, that we can go up to the upside there. We did get, I'm on a 3-minute chart. We're long at 2150 here. That move scared me a little bit because I really think it should have gone there, but we get out at 2190. So we'll wait to see what does happen with IPOE right now. Fading back in a little bit here. Feel bad. We should have got more out there at the top, but we didn't. We took out half of our AMD for a nice little 20-cent win. So that was a good one. So we'll hit a cowbell a little bit to start the day. And then IPOE, we're going to wait for this. It is fading back down. We're going to try to get longer and then drop it if it does break down through 20. So watch out for IPOB through 20, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think I should still have a bit of that 20 mark if it gets down there. But Works is falling off like a bit of a rock. And again, there was no news that I could find here. I took a couple of shots at it. And the first one I did take a hit, very tight stop there. But it's now down to 210, so 230 short already working out for us on WORX here. Brendan, what's up, bud?
One to look at, guys. Baidu off the volume list. Early volume leader here. Baidu, big, huge monster print to the downside. We are higher, 8.5% in fact, to the upside. But sell volume on Baidu.
Oh, that 230 level is definitely one that we wanted to be watching, and it never even came close to it, so unfortunately no way to play that. I just picked up a bit of a dip in IPOE, but I am looking for Baidu. Maybe off that 220 it can be worth a bit of a level for us. Neo is starting to blink its push to the downside, so going to start to look for a potential turn in this one. As it just tested through that pre-market low, broke through, got like 20 cents or so, now coming back to the upside. So first shot at defending it is going to come right here, right now for me, just sort of buying it back on this upswing. I'll give this first long till about that low of the day, 56.40. If it breaks that, I'll look for another re-entry.
Okay, guys, big time shout out here for our first super chat of the day. SHMP, RQ, thank you for the $100 and big time. Explode that money. Hopefully we don't explode money on our own accounts. We will look at SHMP, but right now we're live trading, so I got to get into this and start making some money or start doing something here. IPOB is falling back down. We did take out a piece there, but now it's coming back to the downside. So let's wait and see. We do pick up some more AMD on the low end there on this drop. So let's watch our average price now, 95.18. So right back into the money on AMD. What up, B?
Just looking at Plug Power, guys. All-time highs here today for Plug, 11.25%. They're doing some work with Yale University on some renewable energy and plug-in hybrid technology, guys. For Plug, all-time highs.
So we've got 71s here on Neo. It just pressed to 57, so we'll do a bit of a backflip there. I'd like to see if it can't get to 57.30 to 40 before taking the next leg out. We're starting to fall towards that 20 mark on IPOE. Should have taken more shares out when it made that pop, but it didn't quite go far enough for me here. If we get to 57.30, which looks like we can here on Neo, look to get a few more shares off there. I was just watching BNGO here, guys, Bingo. was his name-o, back below that $4 mark. It never tested 450. Looks like that 420 still holding rather nicely. I'll look to fade off of 420 instead of 450. Change of plan there because I was going to wait a little bit further for a pop to get anything short.
Yeah, and the thing is, change of plan also here. IPOE, we didn't get any bids there. I mean, I was bidding lower, 2026, but it only goes down to so low as 71. So we're still in that one. And we picked up this on the low side here, AMD. We did get some out there, so we're long at 18s, out at 31s, out at 45s for a nice little win. But we are noticing right now, obviously, here as IPOE continues to go down. So we'll try to pick some up. If it breaks back down below 20, 1950 or so, we'll get out. So we are watching IPOB here like a hawk just to see what happens with this stock. It's not been a great one, but we're going to have to watch this one going through, guys.
Yeah, it's definitely been a bit of a pain in the butt here. I just picked up some Micron on the way. It just bounced off this pre-market level here, 82 even. Going to go tight stop, but Neo approaching dollar in the money. So we'll line that one up and knock it out. But IPOE is definitely going to be the problem for me. Going to have a stop through 82 even on Micron. I don't want to. I like the 81 a little bit better than I like this 82 level. And wow. That is what I call, I mean, usually Micron has more liquidity than this. So 82 breaks, and I'm executing 75. So definitely going to be waiting a little more patiently for a bit of a bounce play on Micron. The breakout seems like it was a better play and should have been one and done and just got right out of it. Haven't checked in on Mara. Apologies for that. It just slid heavily. I didn't see, I mean, a crazy move in spot to accommodate that sort of a fall down. So it might have been a missed opportunity to buy the bottom there on Mara as it approaches that $25 mark again. Brennan?
Just checking on IDeonomics here, IDEX. Not seeing anything significant as far as news, but huge volume coming into this thing. Just broke that high from the pre-market there, 375. This wick up here all the way at 475, but volume on IDEX.
Okay, yeah, so IPOE we did, yeah, we'll have a look at all that. I mean, right now I'm just a little bit stuck. Not stuck, but stuck on IPOE here as we take an average price now. Our average price is $21 right here, but we have decent amount of shares. So if it drops below 1950, we will obviously have to take a hit on this name. So we're going to wait for that and see what happens here on IPOE. I don't like this action. It's trying to save itself at 20. If it can get anywhere upside here, we probably take a little bit off. We don't need to make a whole bunch of money on this one. Well, we do, but you know, if it does fail at 21 again, then we will get out. But I'm just looking at this, watch it through 20. It's not looking super strong here, but I don't need to tell you guys that. You can see what it's doing. That's IPOE.
Sean, quickly, Bingo just halted to the upside. So as much as I was actually looking to defend 420 and then again at 450, when it does this, thankfully there was no opportunity to try it. If it opens up below this 445, 444 mark, I'm very likely going to just immediately see if I can't jump into a quick little short there. Brendan, what's up?
I mentioned this one right before the open here. FTFT also halted upside now. We talked about that 925. It's now at 1150, guys, for FTFT. Big move. Taiwan Semiconductors, mentioned Micron, obviously. This one, 3.8% all-time highs this morning.
All-time highs, you say. We like stocks that are hitting all-time highs. We just tried to get out there at 50 on AMD before it failed on us. So failed trade there on AMD, but we should have got out there at 95.50. Watch out, it's going to come back down below to 94 here. We don't want to hold these things forever, but look at the NASDAQ. We're starting to head up. So a little bit surprising to me here why we have to fight this AMD trade. You should be going up. Well, guys, we're long right here at 95.06. It's not the end of the world, but we would like to see some profits come through on this trade.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here hoping I can get a shot at Micron. Again, this bounces right off 81.50, so I tried 82. That didn't work. Get almost the bottom in terms of an out, thinking 81's going to hit. And then, of course, no shot at it whatsoever. Still hanging on to a little bit of that Neo here, guys. But I just wanted to check back in on Mara for you. It just turned around off 26. There's a bit of a turn possibly happening over on spot, or some consolidation anyways, at least. And I think if the next move is anywhere to the downside, you can probably fade Mara. And then watch for a 26 even break if we test the highs, like that 41.80 on the spot price, guys. Neo pulled way back, and I'm going to be buying another dip here. It got all the way to this 58. I was looking to see if we could hold through a break. That was probably the wrong decision. Now I'm going to be buying another dip here, probably at a price a little bit above where we got in at 56.70, anticipating a bit of a turn. So I'm going to start this around 57.
Okay, yeah, good calls there. We are looking at AMD. I'm trying to buy some 94.50s there. If we can get that, then we'll consider ourselves pretty lucky on the upside of that one. Obviously, you guys continue to watch our social capital. There's the 2,000 likes. Thank you so much for everything for today, man. It's been a big day for us here. We haven't been into too many trades, but I'm buying this one up, IPOE. So let's wait to see how high this thing can fly now to the upside. I'm hoping for, anyways, that we get a little bit of a movement on this one. $20.50, my average price right now. 21 even after taking a nice 40-cent win early. We now wait to see what this one wants to do. Like I said, it's not acting properly, so we may have to get out of this one a little earlier than we thought. We're waiting to average into AMD. I don't average in too much here, guys. So we'll go to a 3-minute chart, just give you where I'm looking at here. We do have this 94 bottom. We're looking at this 93.50. I told you we like AMD down to 94, but with this NASDAQ coming down here, it's not a good little look here for AMD as it continues to fall down with the NASDAQ falling as well. So we'll defend it just a little bit. We'll take some more shares here at 94.50, which should be coming soon. And then, guys, the dropping spot like 94 even probably before we say adios to AMD.
Yeah, shameless plug here. Something going parabolic here, Sean. So I'm going to drink water for myself. I don't know if you can see that. Something happening tomorrow. I don't know what it is. The Bills might be winning a big game. But FTFT is going parabolic. It just halted up. Look, Brendan already mentioned this one on that little halt. I would be very, very cautious, of course, trading this because even though there's 35 million in volume, you could see successive halts. You don't want to get trapped. Be careful, but this is not one I would look to be shorting. I will take a shot, maybe at BNGO when it opens up to the short side, because I like things post-halt. But this one, I kind of feel in the back of my mind here that it might be making a few more pushes up before there's any kind of retracement today. Brennan?
Roku, guys, all-time highs here this morning. We mentioned going back a couple of days ago, they were talking to that Quibi online streaming content provider about acquiring their library. Apparently that deal has now been done. So 3% for Roku today. It is coming back into 390, but this is all-time highs up here.
Okay, and good job for Roku there. Oh, I did want to talk about natural shrimp. So it's that was from the super chat. I'll call you up in a second here, my friend. I want to give a big thank you also. I guess it's on NYSE American. What is it? SHMP. What? Oh, pink. Oh, it's a pink sheet name. Okay, perfect. I don't know if a lot of you guys can get into this. Normally, pink sheet names have a little more letters to it, so that's why. Okay, look, they're developing a new saltwater facility there to grow shrimp, obviously, naturally, so I think that there's a big possibility on this one. Here's a 20-minute chart on it. We are bumping right up to that level right here, 42. So I'd say if you get a break of 42, 44, even pretty nice, up to 48. And then once this breaks, it's sky's the limit, I think, on some of these names. There is a big push, guys, as you know, to natural foods and, you know, the organic growing. And obviously, if it's an indoor facility, it won't be super natural. But hopefully, that's a nice little play there on the shrimps area. So if you do like food, we did see what Beyond Meat did with changing the game a little bit. So if these guys can give a little bit more insight there is a new joint venture there as well. So SHMP, not on my radar, but it is now, and I did want to give a big thank you to Archiscan for that one. Free, yeah, people saying free the shrimp. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about that industry, but it looks like a good play there. IPOC there, see ya, breaks through 1950 to the downside. So yeah, I guess Mark Roberts said don't buy these things. He was right there. I bought 21.50, then I bought 20s before dropping it off. I still think there's another opportunity here though, somewhere.
Yeah, I flushed that out as well, but I also got tricked out of bingo here. It opened back up. It gave this look to the downside. I took a short 435. It then broke 50s, which was going to be my out no matter what. And of course, it's right back to the downside, but you got to have a stop, guys. It hit mine, so hit here on BNGO. Going to still be flat on the day on this. I'll go slightly up. Brendan, what's up?
Wow. FTFT opened up again as well, halted now downside this time. This one, guys, some of the lithium miners very, very weak. LAC, Lithium America, huge flush, $20 down to 18 off the open.
I mean, I don't know. I said FTFT. I don't know the price, okay? So I'm going to call it up right now. But I said if you were long and it's at $9, you should probably just sell it. So right here, we're still at $9. It does go up to $11.50, guys. Like, take some profits. Someone said that they were long off my call at $1.75 yesterday. You know, gift horse in the mouth. There's a lot of different things we could talk about with that one. So I don't know. Okay, 19.050 here on IPOE. What is this level? That's the 20 level again. We break back through 20. We'll take make it one more time, and that's it. So we're not going to be in love with this name, obviously, but it's my negative stock today. We'll wait on it. I only have really 2 trades, AMD and IPOE. I do want to
Sean, I thought 1750 was crazy on it, but if it gets to that price, I'm going to be loading up there. I thought that was maybe going to be something you'd be looking at in the future, but that $2 drop, it's only another $2 before we get there. I just want to quickly, Neil's making another push up here. I'm going to hang on again, but this time I will take some shares out if it gets to that 58 top. Double top at 58, that's a break that I'll take a little bit later on in the session, so I'll continue buying the dips and then maybe this time actually take it off when it gets to that 57, 60 to 70 range.
Beautiful, man. There we go. That's the Sean trade right there. You did it. So now Neil's trade today. Neil, buy the dips, man. I was too loaded up there with IPOE to notice that, but there's that play that we make all the time. Normally I have bids down there. Today I did not, but yeah, right, taking out this top 57.50 again on Neil looks to be a good little trade there. I'm gonna go long if we take through 57.50 for sure. AMD, I wish we would have got that long. I'm bidding.
Oh, wow.
This is unbelievable. I'm bidding 54s on AMD, and it only goes down to 56 there. So what a stupid move that was. Let's fix our bids and take some different shares there on AMD, because that would have been a nice little one there to the upside. We tried to get out there on that move to VWAP. We missed it, so now we have to wait. But look at the NASDAQ, man, falling down. Watch out. We did take some Apple here. Let's see if we can't defend some of these bottoms on Apple. 130.75, guys. What's up, Bren?
We mentioned the headline on DraftKings, guys. A little bit slow to get going here for DraftKings, but now 3.6% just popped up on a volume scanner as well. They're teaming up with the Professional Drone Racing League, guys.
So guilty, I should say, and I didn't mention it when you guys first brought it up, but I've actually seen a couple of those races. It's pretty darn cool, I got to be honest with you. This works. Yeah, it's not working out if you're long this name. It just made another big flush. And I mean, every time it consolidates and pops up, and look at these, it's like 10% drop to the downside, another close to 10% drop. It just bounced off of 2 even. I still have a few shares left here. It's 230. It was a 160 stock yesterday. I think 175 would be that great pie in the sky type of price. I'm gonna go to. I was about to pull up Riot, but I'm just gonna go over to Mara here because we're pushing towards. I mean, we're consolidating off of some highs, 41.40. But Mara is actually showing more strength here than the spot price. So this happened at times yesterday when there was a bit of a disconnect. So if you're trying to trade it based on what's happening in Bitcoin, it's not always going to follow 1-to-1. If there's a huge flush in the spot, that's the opportunity I've been waiting for. But I guess just buying it anywhere was the right call.
Wow, 10.5 now on the viewers, and thank you for hitting 2,000 real early now. Okay, Apple, look, I'm going to let it go down a little bit further past 131 here. This NASDAQ drop is happening. I was really super excited about it because of the whole car with Hyundai there, and it's because we're being announced, but watch this. There's a 131 bid here. If it just slices through that, there, I mean, that disappeared there, like that 100,000 shares, like it wasn't even there. So watch out for 130.75. We're going to get out on that one. We'll lose 50 cents on Apple. Small peanuts to lose, but we never like to have losing trades. But Apple there, 130.75. Here it comes. It's just crashing down with the market. We said we'd have to watch out for that. And the NASDAQ, yeah, now coming down. So we're going to get out of this one. And then obviously our AMD probably going to fill as well pretty soon. But here goes Apple to the downside, guys. What's up, Red?
We didn't really talk about vaccine names in the pre-market at all, but this one just popped up. BNTX, BioNTech, they said this morning that their vaccine does appear to be effective against the new, more contagious strain of COVID-19. So nice little bump here, almost 6% for BNTX.
Yeah, not a bad little move there. But I'm watching Baidu off of this. I thought it would be 230, but I guess it's that 227, 50-ish pre-market high that it's failed once and now failing another time. But look at that higher low that it's putting in. I might not wait for a break at 230. I'm going to go ahead and just take this one to the long side if it takes out that 226.50 into this high of day. If it turns around at the high of the day, I'll just quickly try to get out at flat. If it breaks through the top, then I'd use that long into like a 230 range. So we're below it right now. I'm only going to take it if it gets up to that price. If it continues to flush, probably looking for like a 218 to 219 defense on Baidu here. But if it makes the move up, I already have the plan of action.
Yeah, 93, 91 or so here. on AMD. We'll get out if that does break back down to the downside. We did pick some up though. Let's get out a little bit here as we got to reward ourselves a little bit for this pickup at 95 and change. You can see what my net saying 94.65 average price now on that pickup there. So we average, we take it here. So we get in and out there, then we take a long there. We had to average in back to the downside now. So 94.65 is where we're long right now. AMD, if it bounces back, fantastic. If not, is what it is. Apple trying to make some moves back to the upside here now. So we didn't get out there at that 130.75. We took some out at that 50 break. I gave you the wrong price. It was 130.50, not 130.75. So I wish it was 75. I wouldn't have taken that hit, but we got out of 20% there. I'm out of 20% right now again. Let's see if this one runs. But look at AMD, guys. We talked about defending. What did I say in the pre-market? Like, we could talk about it all we want, but there's a chicken dinner winner for you, because I said we would defend that 94, right? And so there it is. My biggest win right here on AMD today. I wish it was bigger, but it's a good one here. Nice trade for me on AMD. We just need Apple to get going now. If the NASDAQ wants to bounce, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I saw someone saying Neo needs to break 58. You better believe it. I just took the last out at 57.43, so I can play another dip here, but I'm watching Micron testing the low as well. So the chance to defend 81 is about to come into play for me here. It's just bouncing now a little bit higher than that. I might have to play some 82s like last time, but if Neo comes right down to that low, going to dip by one more time. And remember, I'm taking a 58 break when it happens. Although I see high of day, it's 58.01, so it kind of already did. Brennan.
So we had those rumors with Apple and Hyundai overnight as far as the Apple car is concerned. The last time there was rumors regarding the Apple car and autonomous driving, this thing popped up. Here we go again. 8.5% for Luminar today, guys. 33 up to 35 just being taken out on volume.
People are loving Luminar. Yeah, that's a couple Apple executives, I think, that have left with Luminar now. So could be some potential there. I like that angle, Brendan. Good call. Okay, 94.50 there. Look at this, man. Big time win. Yes, sir. We did it again right there. So we'll catapult ourselves here on AMD. Good trade on this one. Not great on Apple, but Apple is coming back. We're out of half of our Apple trade right here. With the NASDAQ falling down there, I'm feel actually pretty lucky that we're able to get some of this out now for flat. I mean, we're long at 131.25. Obviously, it's not going to be a win. We're still holding half for upside, and we can make money on this. It just needs to go. So I think we managed it pretty well. Out 86, out 90, out again right there. So thank you for that play. Apple making moves back to the upside, but then we're still waiting for AMD to catch a bid through 95. I think we're going to dump some of this. This should have gone as well.
Thank you very much for the super chat there. Arun, one of our members here, not necessarily our Arun, but namesake, to say the least. We do appreciate all the super chats that we get, and certainly all your support, and best of luck on your future trades. Obviously a good one there with that call over there in Riot. We didn't talk about LGHL, and we'll get to that one a little bit later. I think it was on our watch, but I'm pretty sure it was down near the bottom. But Neo, I did dip by again. This time off of this higher low, it's like 56.75. I picked some shares up at 56.89, and I'm one more time taking this Micron. Remember 81? Yeah, we're going to defend that price. We defended 82, didn't work. Now we're going to try 81s. But Neo will scalp this one into this 30 to 50 range like I've been doing, and then see if we can't get eventually that 58 break, which just feels like it's inevitable at some point.
Okay, so it's been a pretty good day today. Not great, as Apple now going back to flat for me. So let's just keep on going. We're still in 50% of Apple. And so all we need really this thing to go to is 131.60 or so, and we'll be flat on this trade. So let's watch Apple continue to go to the high side. Obviously, we're getting ready to get out of our AMD. We're long 94.55 right now. So that's 2 for 2. And then we are also waiting. We'll throw to Brendan in a second, but Palantir bouncing around 26, but not breaking. A good little bottom pick. That would have been at 25. Wowzers. But yeah, down to the high side. Now watch out for Palantir breaking through 26 if the NASDAQ gets going. What up, Bren?
Metagus here, MDGS. They are acquiring some EV charging technology. Man, I wish I saw this early on. Gave you a nice level around 320, starting to break down through 280 now. But yeah, they're picking up some EV charging technology. So Metagus getting into the game as well, guys.
Bit of an offer here on IPOE here. 83. 40,000 shares or so being taken out. It's driving the stock down and it's consolidating. I was looking to see where we could pick a bottom. I thought 1750 was going to be one. If they take that order out, I'm just going to go long through it one way or another. So if that 83 breaks or pulls, you're going to see me jump into IPOE. Another time here, of course, the first time didn't work out.
Yeah, we're still, I'm waiting for a 20 break on IPOE, so that's going to be a good one. And we go floss it off because look at AMD. Welcome to a 75-cent winner on this big cap name. We talked about defending 94. I told you I'd switch up my game a little bit here in the new year, and we're trying to hold things for a little bit longer. So it's hot dogs for everybody as we go there. As 95 comes out, it goes. We're holding pretty light now on this position, about a third left on AMD. So let's just wait to see what it does. Apple now, we're trying to get out now ahead of 131.50. We're long at 131.25. So this will be a good trade if we can get some out here. We're trying just to get back to flat on this stock. There it is, nice little out there in there. If you didn't get too spicy with this and didn't get out of there, then you're in the money right now. That's a 20% of my position out there. Sorry, 10% out. And we continue to hold now. We got out. I told you we were holding 50% there. So that's 4 outs. We take another one out there. So let's see how high Apple can go, but we make some money back on that one. So no skin off the shoulders there. 95 out on AMD. It's coming back in. So let's see if we can't reload one more time down here, 94.50 or so on your friend Advanced Micro.
Yeah, and speaking of reloads, going to reload again on NIO, but watch out for 400 on Roku. There was a bit of a turn, 99.31. It just turned off of here, but there was just one of those patented like dip and then runner moves on Roku. It's looking like it's going to give you a shot at maybe VWAP here on a bounce play. So we're going to watch this like 393, 394. See if we can't run back into that 400 number, which is crazy, but we're about to get it. NEO about to test that. 56.40 is that low of the day. But as it dips down, it's worked so far, and we'll try it again, see if that dip buy continues to go. And Micron's back above 81, but I need a little bit better than that. Never got the price I wanted because didn't quite get those bids below that $81 mark. We'll see what happens if it goes there again. But right now, all eyes on Roku. If I can get a big enough dip in front of VWAP, I'll buy it up at 94s. Otherwise, I guess it's just a 400 even break on the cards here.
Wow, I can't believe Roku's at that price. That's unbelievable. We pick up some more AMD again. What's up, Brendan?
I just saw Bank of America upgrading Love today. Not a huge move here. Looks a little uneventful, but there was an upgrade, guys, on some of the airlines showing strength. 1% so far.
All right. We did pick up that AMD again at 60 or 50, whatever this price was down there. We put some bid at 60, it looks like. We took just some out right there at 69 because our average price, again, right now 57. So if we can get high on this one, back to 95 would be pretty sweet. I still think we could retest VWAP. But again, guys, we are very, very much paying attention to the NASDAQ here. Very, very choppy. This is why it hasn't been a monstrous day, I don't think, for either one of us, to be honest with you. I have to check back.
Nope.
Okay. I was gonna say.
I just reversed into it. You'll see actually a little short in NEO here, and I'm actually going to take this one off. I got 42s when it broke that low of the day out of my long. I'm going to be into a short. I might actually hold this to see if 56 goes. But all kinds of weakness after that double top at 58, guys. So the only two positions I have left are that works, and of course NIO, which I'm probably going to take off. I had a bullish tint on the day, at least for this particular name, buying the dip. And if I think that's still going to be the play, I'm going to cover some of this at 56 to try and make a little bit back, and then look for the next opportunity where I think this might make a bit of a turn on. This is a big gap to fill. Maybe it fills the whole thing. I'd be a little bit shocked if it did. Brendan, what's up?
Velodyne as well. We talked about laser, but here's VLDR, the other one, LiDAR company. They updated their Q4 revenue expectations to the downside, so a little below expectations. They also said they're going to participate in this year's CES, which is going to be a virtual event. So Velodyne will be there, guys.
Yeah, they will.
Goes without saying it'll be.
Okay, so Apple, we'll look at Velodyne and Luminar. We're going to look at all those stocks in a minute here. I'm actually on Apple right now. As you guys know, we just took another 18-cent win. Look, I really want this thing to go. There's no doubt about that. I talked about owning, not trading this name, but it's going to be a small loss for me if I get out right now, like super small. So I don't care about that. So I want this to go higher now, and I still do. I mean, we don't really trade profits here. We trade what we see, and I just think Apple so strong off the electric car vehicle spot there. I know Neil was trading NEO today, and I'm just trading Apple because I like the name. Look at this the NASDAQ starting to go back up. So I think 132 is definitely in the cards. I actually have an order 131.90 to go. So if we can get back up there, then we'll go turn positive. But look what's happening on AMD. Spin it. This is another 30-cent win as we go high side now on AMD. Let's take out some 90s right here if we can get it. I told you guys I hit the register. Did we just get 90s there? Yes, we did. What else can we do here? Welcome to the over 10,000 people watching. Like, this was a good trade out. Then I said, let's defend this 94.50 all the way down to 94. We're taking profits now, man. 40, 50 cents in the money. You got to take that one. And let's go, Apple. Now Apple's starting to go, so it's backflip time here as we're getting elevated. The market doesn't want to go up, but some of these stocks we have sure do we want to move right now. So let's go, Apple. We'll see on a VWAP break there of 31.75, and then, like I said, my order's at 90. Damn it! I wish I still held this whole thing, but I do not have it. Palantir also breaks through 26. Let go.
Yeah, and NEO just bounced. It failed breakthrough 56. Now, of course, I covered that short at 56 or in front of it. Got some on, not till 33 here, guys, onto the upside. But I did get some shares here out 50s, 60s, and 70s. Still holding on, as you'll see, to those 33s. I'll give this back to that 56, but I want to see if we can get back into VWAP at 57. I just got into BNGO for the first time in a little while. I mean, I guess it was only like 15 minutes ago, but breaking down below VWAP in that 420 mark. So I suppose like I got shaken out of a better short here at 33. I'll see if this one is the one. If we can hold below VWAP and get a 4 break, 375 is the obvious bottom on BNGO. But finally, NEO starting to come back to the upside. IPOE, that offer held. So it's back down at 1950. I'm still looking to see if that guy is there at 1983. That's where I want to have that long.
Okay, so AMD, I mean, good out there at 94.80, 94.90. We take a little bit more out here because I want to average into this, right? So we did talk about that. I mean, the NASDAQ, damn it, just go, man. We can get out of our Apple, 30 cents in the money on Apple. We're flat on this name. I mean, my average price now on this is 60, so I consider that pretty flat. And then we will defend, like I said, this 94, which is right here, kind of where VWAP is post the opening print. So, yeah, we do have, it's actually 94.25. We're going to average into this play if we can, guys. Palantir, let's go. We still got this, obviously. We took out the 10% as a breakthrough 26, but who cares? 26.10, we make that back right now. Let's go, Palantir, man. We're not touching this thing again now until we break back down through this little pre-market high of 75. So I think we got Palantir now. We'll average out of this one, but hell yeah. Bang on Palantir. Nice little 8-cent win as we continue to go upside. 8 cents doesn't seem like a lot, guys, but as we say, trade your book, don't trade mine. Make sure that you're trading share size and you know what you're doing because I know what I'm doing, I think. Anyways, 26.20 to the high side right now. This is a nice little 20-cent win. Like I said, you have 1,000 shares, it's $200. You have 10,000 shares, it's $2,000. What's up, Brendan, over at the big screen? Let's go with happening now.
It is 10 o'clock, guys. Let's have a look at North American markets. Nicely positive once again today, led by the NASDAQ. As we were saying in the pre-market, strength coming back through on the tech shares. Composite 100, both about 0.8% to the upside. The S&P 0.4%, Dow trying to hang on to positive territory, 0.08%. Look at small caps again. The Russell, 0.5% to the upside. Here in Toronto, the TSX negative now, 0.03%. Down in Brazil, the BOVESPA, positive, 0.75%. A couple things from the watch list to keep in mind, guys. Uber, first off, still negative territory. Didn't get below these pre-market lows, so they are trying to push this thing back to the upside, struggling at 54 right now, but watch those pre-market lows on Uber. Boeing, yeah, the fine news of the fine out aftermarket yesterday. There was some initial selling here, but look at this trying to get back above 212, 213 for Boeing as well, guys.
Speaking of moves, now since the push in the afternoon yesterday, Lemonade just made it 25% from that move. If you go to the open, this was $120. It just broke 160 into 164. Lemonade is going parabolic here, and look, they always say like don't trade your own book. I'm going to short this stock today. There's almost zero question about it. It's just a matter of where, because this is getting a little bit crazy here on Lemonade. And I'm not saying it's going to be 175, but that's going to be in my purview whenever it gets to that price. That's a big time run in just a couple of sessions here for Lemonade. And I do expect a bit of a turnaround. I need to get back over to NEO if I can for a quick little bit here. I just broke again to that 57 mark, but VWAP holding. It's just having some trouble breaking through. So, I still have some shares from that 30 to the downside, and I still want to be playing some dips. If it gives a consolidation, I might try to pick some up just above VWAP, maybe like 15s or 20s or so. On the way up to that 58, I'm still playing a 58 break if it ever gets there. But NEO having some trouble going to that upside. And this LGHL, I sort of promised I would get to it. This is another yada, yada, yada crypto name. If it comes back to $5, it's all kinds of a short.
Yada, 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 hell yeah, yada, yada, yada right now on AMD. Boom, to the upside goes AMD. Oh yeah, you want some love for this stock. Let's go Apple. I told you that 2190 was going to come through there. So there it is, man, 3190, 131.90. We take out some spots on that one. So Apple, although we look like a bunch of, or I look like an idiot getting out here at 131 for 25-cent hit. What was I thinking? This is a 70-cent win right now, breaking through 132. So Apple making winners of us all right now. AMD as well. Look at this. This is what I do, man. Machine type of trading here. Long, two longs. We don't average in. We know this price. We take this price, and now we take another 50-cent win on that one. Palantir, it's trying to go, man. We're up on Palantir. Our best out there is 15, but we're letting this one ride. Hopefully this one can take us to the promised land. Let's go, Palantir. What up, B?
This Electrek website, guys, the EV kind of news site that's becoming the go-to source for news in the space, just reporting that Tesla's $25,000 electric vehicle could be coming sooner than you think. Their words, not mine. Just taking out $860 here for Tesla.
Because of course it is.
It almost seems like they're all connected, right, Neil? Like Tesla's breaking 800, 1,000, 900, new information comes out. I don't know what to think, but Tesla's a monster.
You know, as I was just saying, I might pick up some more shares around VWAP of a NEO here. I'm not going to wait. I'm actually going to see if I can get some in that 57 to 57.20 range. And as I say it, I can see it already running to the upside. I just added, I had 30s, and I just took some at 20. Sorry. What did I get? 24 is there, so average price is going to work out to 88. If Tesla does, it probably won't, does come back to like an 850, and it goes without saying, I think we're probably going to have to try and buy that on the dip. But I sort of mentioned 840 and then didn't take it. So pie in my face. I know some of you are looking at Mara. Yeah, just buy it. Just continuing the run to the upside, and at some point I'll have to get into this one. NEO now 57.30s. 58 is still a break, so I still plan on taking this all out in front of 58 so I can take a breakout trade on NIO. Just when I saw Tesla make that move, no way I wasn't going to see if NEO, while still holding VWAP, was worth another long or more long.
Yeah, NEO's been... Yes! Hot dog time, Lori. Look at AMD. Look at the positions we've got on. Hells to the yeah. Ring the register. We did a little bit at 95. We're coming up to the upside right now. I'm offering 28s, which is right here. It's a mistake. It should be 24, 25. That was the high. I don't know why I was offering 28s. Was it this high I was looking at? But a nice little, right now, 55-cent win on that one. We also have a 50-cent win right now on something called Apple. Nice little out there. We're almost out, man. We only have 10% left. You can see this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay, there must be another one in here somewhere because now I only have 10% left. Trust me on that one. I wish I had 20% left. But here goes Apple right to the upside. Big time win on that one. And then IPOE, man. Neil, I'm still holding a small bit. That's why you see it. But we've already... I was going to say it's done something to the bed, which starts with an S and ends with a T on IPOE, but we're going to wait to that one. I still think there's some love here. I'm going to adjust my 20 break, Neil, to 1985 here, just in case we go.
Yeah, that's right where that seller was. So, I mean, that's why I like that level. That's why I sort of held that price, and I think it's going to be worth it, especially even if they're gone. Who cares if they get filled or not? Plug Power just made a fresh high here, breaking through 54, getting to 54.50. Neil's pulling back into VWAP, so I might look at a 57 for a bit of a bounce play there. But Plug is another name off to the races that looks like buying the dip is going to be a bit of a work there. And speaking of, it would work. Speaking of work, Works is continuing its flush to the downside. I had a bid that I'm going to go ahead and cancel down here at this low of day, 187. Interestingly enough, the stock is dying, and the 187 is where it just bounced.
187.
So if it breaks 187, I'll continue to hold the short to that 175 mark. If you guys don't understand why I'm kind of cracking up there, then maybe just Google it. I'm not going to mention too much about that reference. But anyways, Sundial, a name that usually I'm going to be watching, showing a little bit of weakness, down 3%, which means if I can play a level that I like, oh, look at that, 66 half, 67. I was using that level yesterday. I might take a shot in front of that price. It also happens to be VWAP. That's a coincidence. I don't care. It's more the price level that I like. I'm going to short this one on the downward trend here on every single pop that I can get and use that 67 area as a bit of an out on Sundial.
Yep. Good calls there, and good calls on getting out there of AMD as well, if anyone joined us there. Unfortunately, my order was at 28. It only goes as high as 24. Miscalculation there. Now we're going to put some VWAPs back to the upside, but we're light on all of these now. We made that money to the upside. I think we can probably reload again down here in the 40s and 50s. So let's do that and see if NASDAQ bounces one more time. What up, B?
AI, guys, we haven't looked at this one for a few days now. Big move here from 137 to 146, almost 147 there at the top, 10% for AI. If you remember, this one popped up yesterday, had a big move to the upside back above 130. So starting to go again. No real significant headlines. There was a couple of initiations, remember, by analysts going back to the beginning of the week. But AI having quite the move.
Yeah, I mean, look, we talked about that one being one of the strong ones. And hey, there's going to be some IPOs coming up next week as well. Well, at least that Affirm, which I think everyone's going to be paying attention to. Another little fintech name there. We talked about Uber was on the watch list. Apologize for those little wicks there. But Uber not really doing much of anything I said. If it popped up into that 55 to 55 half range, I'd fade it. But Uber's not moving. So again, there was that rumor talk of that block order. Who knows what's actually going on with it. If there is a bit of a play to be had, I'll wait till it moves to the upside. And again, do as we say, maybe not as we do. NIU here was a name that we talked about. This is that scooter maker in China. I did not take the break. There was also the dip down to this 33.50. I actually missed it. There was so much going on, and I'm going to blame IPOE. But if you like something a lot, you're going to stick to that, whether it wins or not. NEO did, IPOE didn't. Miss out on NIU. I feel like putting this on the back burner has been fantastic the last couple of days since they got their sales numbers through.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. You got to watch out for reports, for numbers, this and that. Some of these stocks are moving really on nothing, so you got to be like sort of ultra careful about what's happening here in the market these days, I feel like. Anyways, what's up, Brent?
Another one, not all-time highs, 52-week highs, I apologize, for Pola Power. Clean energy name, 25% here. Just blew through 750 there on a volume spike for POLA.
And Pola Power, you say. We did not average in, what was the symbol on that, Brendan? POLA. Oh, what a good name. What a good symbol. Pola Power. Look, I mean, FSL, we talked about plug earlier. I'm going to call up FSL in a minute. Can't believe I didn't get long on that pullback the last couple of days. But here's another one sort of starting to go now. Thanks for that. Off the opening back up to 770 there. Let's take a little bit of a longer time frame to see if Pola Power, see if Pola Power needs to be taken. Oh, we talked about this yesterday at these highs and breaking out again today. So nice little call there on Pola. I think maybe FSL might be a little bit better for me to trade through today. There was a nice little morning move on FSL. Forget about this, the day chart's taking too long. This was the move there up to 1690. Let's see if we can't break this play one more time. 1650 long FSL, 1650, sorry. If it goes, then we'll watch out for 17 backside, but it's already dropped a little bit there. I don't know, we're gonna do a little more work, but I think we'll go 1650 a little bit here on FSL.
Yeah, and I did mention Lemonade, and looks like 165, maybe not 175. So that kind of stinks. But either way, at some point, like I said, I want to be hunting for this short. If I have to take it on a consolidation here, there was a short seller report on this. I think it was last week, and then it goes down a little bit, and then you're getting this pop up. So a couple of days in a row, you're seeing a bit of a potential squeeze play here on Lemonade. Great move for the name. It's been up fantastically, but at some point you get something like this over the last few sessions, and this is, I mean, like 110 at the beginning of the year here, and we're already at 166, and the majority of the move happening literally from 1 o'clock yesterday. So if it's 165, so be it. 175 would look a little bit better to me, as this all started at an even 150 on the breakout.
So one of our favorite stocks coming back to life right now, NIO. I haven't been in this yet, but I do like a 57.50 break right now coming through. So we can watch NEO. If it does fail, you have 57 to get out at. If that's a problem. It's wick down far as 80. You got to watch out for these wicks, man. That's why, honestly, when we're trading with direct access like we are here, go Palantir, now 12 cents in the money, that you got to watch out for these wicks, because if you don't put your stop order at some key levels, what's going to happen is it'll continue to go down, and then you this has happened to me so many times, get out on these candles to the downside there, right? And you don't want that. So if you can absorb 20 more cents there on a 57 break, then you can hold this to 57.80. But we're going to go long right now. It didn't break there, but we are going to go long on 57.50 if it does break. This is Palantir. We took some more out there at 13s as it comes to the high side now. I still think we can break higher. Palantir needs to break out. We talked about that. It is starting to break out. Yesterday's call was Yesterday's call was 24.25. That broke. Now you're in the money about another $2. So we still need to get above all of this. But Palantir now making a nice move, a nice little 25-cent win on Palantir. So for me, that is a banger. So there we go, Palantir to the upside. Oh, there we go. We did get long NEO right now. So 47, I don't know if it broke. 40, I got it, Robbie. 57.49 there for the long on NEO. I guess maybe it didn't break, but we got long. Oh, 51's the same thing I think that happened.
Barely broke.
Barely broke.
Yeah.
All right, Robbie, you win.
Huh?
What's up, Brett?
Microcap, Chinese name here, guys. CNET, ZW Data Action Technologies. You remember this used to be called ChinaNet Online Holdings, but now ZW Data Action Technologies. Big move here, 140%, just stalled out there at 475 at the top. 2 days in a row, just trying to find why, but CNET going crazy, guys.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously Neil's making some moves here, and I think if it comes back down to VWAP, it's going to be worth it. I did buy through 57.20 the first time. I might not even be able to get that price the second time. I've taken the first swing at Lemonade here, 161.75. Check that is my first price. You know, shorting at this range, if 165 is a high, I don't want to give it to that high of day. I'll probably take it off if it breaks like 163 and then hunt for another entry at that point. I want to go back to BNGO, just got stopped out. I did have a new short, of course, off of that 420 level. So again, I like to have tighter stops when I'm playing in a name like this. It's done 56 million shares already. So I'll be looking to see if it retests 450. That's the next key level here on Bingo.
Yeah, buddy, that is its name, O'Neill, as you know. Okay, so here goes NEO. We did take a little bit out there at 45 or so because it didn't go. We had a lot of shares, but now we're back into it. So I got a nice little target where we're not going to do anything to this thing until it gets to 57.15 or so. This little 1 minute VWAP here, I'm going to trust that. It goes as high as 54 there. We didn't get out. Watch out, though. This is going to be a slippery slope here, I believe, in NIO. So you got to watch out. I'm not going to give this one as much love as I thought. I'm not going to give this one to 56.90 down here. I'm going to give it to 57.15 on a 1 minute VWAP. So hopefully you like that. We'll see what's happening there. IPO, he's still going down. Palantir coming down. Not coming down, but it just reversed off that 30. Let's get out of some more Palantir here for 25 cents. What's up, Beep?
Another one that's come back to life here the past couple of days, Boxlight. Remember BoxL, 6.5%, just popping up on volume here. You can see starting to go. Remember yesterday, this had a little move on some rumors, but Boxlight just catching a big, guys.
Okay, I'm like basically done. I'm going to cancel a lot of these orders here. I'm going to get out of some AMD right now. I don't like this sort of move down here in the NASDAQ. There's something, I don't know if there's anything going on, but we will get out of our trades now because Apple's falling back down. Some of these names that we have are falling. So let's decide to get out of some of this right now, guys.
Yeah, and I'm actually watching BNGO start to work to the downside here. Lemonade's in the money, 76 cents. But look, when I showed you guys the chart, come on, it's made like $40 move in the next couple of days. I mean, $1, $1.50 is nothing on this name. BNGO, if it starts to roll over shy of my 450 mark, I don't want to chase it. But if this thing breaks down right here at like 410 in towards that 405, I'll use that weakness to get into the next position. NIO, I mean, it's slowing down a little bit here. It's not too much of a concern just yet. It's still holding above VWAP, so that's still fine. But at some point, if it breaks like 57, I'll have to get out of this trade. I mean, I kind of felt this entire time it should have gone to 58 or at least tested a little bit higher. But look at it stalling out that 57.50. It broke it by a penny and then coming back down. So if it breaks this and doesn't get through 58, I'll be all flat for sure. Got to use that momentum to my favor.
I still can't believe NEO there. It keeps bouncing. What was this high, though?
It did break. Yeah, it broke.
Yeah, 55 there. It broke. So, I thought it was going to go again there at 57.50, and it doesn't. So there's a big seller here. Like I said, it's option eligible. NEO, it's probably at this 57.50 level. We have something called NEO Day happening tomorrow, where they're going to release a new sedan. So we already know about that. The news is already in. NEO's been a monster the last couple days. So, I'm not saying don't be afraid of NEO, but it's been a monster, and I'm just a little bit nervous why it's not breaking.
40,000 is about to get retested here on the spot of Bitcoin, and Mara is doing that dip. So
is it?
I'm sort of watching to see if it's a significant bounce back. Maybe try to pick something up at like 25. But I'm kind of hoping there'll be an actual turn here and not just jumping in front of a falling sword, which is what it looks like right now.
Okay, yeah, you got to watch out for Bitcoin, that's for sure, to the downside there as it's going. But right now I'm just a little bit in NEO here, trying to make some money and trying to make the right moves. 57.40. I mean, I just talked about like how many times top. Like we already hit this 57.50 numerous times and it couldn't go. So that's bothering me, to say the least. So we're going to get out if it dumps down below. We're going to try to get out some more here on the upside. If I can get some 40s out, we'll probably do that and take a 10-penny hit on NEO. But I still want to hold for the upside. We just got to lighten up just a bit here. We'll take a long if it goes above 57.60. What's up, Brad?
Software company New Relic, which is NEWR, announced a CEO change, or president and CEO, I should say. So big move here, almost 19% for NEWR on the NYSE. I apologize if I said NASDAQ 76 just broke there, guys. A little bit thin, but big mover so far.
Attaboy, Mara. And it looks like 40,250 was the bottom. You got to turn up to like 4,100 here. And then Mara gives you this opportunity below 26 here, 25.78. I just got some out at 26.50. And again, just going to see where this move stalls out. If we get back to fresh highs, I think maybe this like 27.50 to 28 range to try to catch a couple of bucks on Mara. Yesterday in the afternoon, it might have been true. I don't know for sure, but Mara's had good liquidity, and catching that turn maybe a little bit easier than the other ways of playing the move in the spot price. It looks like we're stalling out a little bit here, but I'm going to have a stop just to make sure we don't flush. If it goes back below my entry price or like a 25.75, I'll just get out so I'm covered. But I want to see if we can hold this to like a 27.50 to 28 range.
Shakib, you are welcome, my friend. I got to talk about this right here because, look, I made $2,000 USA today. My salary before was $2K every month. 3 years studies. I made this all in one day. 80% is thanks to your calls. Look, thanks to your calls. Look, it's probably 20% is thanks to me. You're the one hitting the keys. I'm just glad you guys are learning, but what up to Shakib? And congratulations, man. I mean, day trading has changed my life. I love doing this, and I'm going to be here for you guys every single day. And look, changing lives, special to me. I'm going to tweet that out. Okay, Neo, okay. We told you about going long through that break. Let go! There we go, Shakib. This is a trade for you guys. We're going to hit the cowbell. We told you if this breaks, we're going to go more long, and we did. Bang, bang, bang to the upside right now. So let's keep going, man. We got shares on this name, so let's hope that that wasn't a false break, and we can get even higher right now. Go, 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 Neil. Yeah, we're back from the dead, baby. I don't even have my water here, but we're raining down some money. Throat's starting to go, but let's go, Neo. We just saw that one. We say some nice words. We get some nice words from our friend Shakib, and then look, karma is here, guys. So this is a nice little win for Neo. Boom! Hell yeah, we go bullish right now, turning this around. Let's go, Neo, and let's go Palantir back to the highs as well. Yeah, we're rocking again today, guys. Thank you so much for that kind note, Shakib, and let's just keep on going. More kind notes, please. We'll be very generous to you. Let's go, Karma.
Yeah, just speaking of the karma, Neo giving it all for us right here. Now, 57.80, I just took the shares out because there was a bit of a top there. 58 still going to be a break for me. But looking at a bit of a turn here in Mara, and I always say I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, and I'm not going to do it. I'll take the rest of the shares out exactly where I got it last time, like 26.40, just anticipating a bit of a pullback was starting to happen, and I wanted to take advantage of it. To go back over to Lemonade, I said $1 isn't much. If it get like this pullback, I like VWAP, right? So usually that's going to be where I'd like to get out. That's 154.30. I'm thinking in front of 155. That'll give me like a $5 or $6 winner. And this is literally nothing against Lemonade whatsoever. It's just too far, too fast. Seeing a bit of a turn. I thought maybe 175. It looks like it was 165 with a couple of tests. I short the consolidation after that double failure. See if we can't get $6 out of it. Brendan is at the big screen already. It's 10:20. Time for small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, the morning's flying by. Let's have a look at just two symbols for me today so far. BNGO, past couple of days we've been grinding back down to $4. So it looks like around this $4 area there is a buyer. But yeah, offering announced aftermarket yesterday. This break happened so quickly it was tough to catch. But if you were able to get in versus 475. So 450, 475 in the top, anywhere in that was a great flush all the way down to 380. Kind of consolidating in a bit of a channel back up towards that 450. So if we hold below 450, it might get another rollover back to the downside. FTFT, mentioned this is very strong in the pre-market. You can see higher highs, higher lows, broke the top, give you $2.50 move to the upside on the long. And then this reversal was finally what I was kind of waiting over the past couple of days to see. Big volume, sell side volume back to 10, tested 10 there. We're down to $8 on FTFT. This thing's come a long way in a very short period of time. So might want to hold some if you are short, guys.
We talk about the NASDAQ, you got to get out. So I'm out. We got out of our AMD here. We're getting out of Apple. Look where we got out of AMD, 94.70 to capture that profit. No more bids, no more nothing. I told you I sniffed this out, man. We sniffed out this NASDAQ move, right? So unfortunately, we're holding some longs. And the one long, NEO here, we got out. We got out a whole bunch upside. Now we're holding a small spot here, but we're right back to that 40. So we did get some out at that 40 level once again. It dips down to 57.20, but we are waiting for this 57.15 to break. So it's looking more and more likely here as the NASDAQ pulling back downside. So be very, very careful with some of your trades here. And the one stock I wanted to talk about quickly here was IPOE, Neil, because I'm holding a little bit of shares on this, but it's moved a lot more than I thought. So now a little bit is turning into a lot. So not a lot, but turning into some P&L issues here. So we can get back to the 1750 level. I just wonder where we eventually go
long. The money's in my look, man. 1750. And every now and then you'll name a price and you're like, okay, well maybe that's like more of a swing idea, or that's like pie in the sky. Well, we're $1 away from it, so it looks like it could come to fruition. I was about to, I was gonna do that happy like lemonade thing where you do the, sing it like in Eddie Murphy, Delirious, but. Yeah, when you get out here in front of VWAP and then it just flushes even further than I anticipated. I mean, maybe I should have waited for a turn here, but I just thought, sometimes your bias gets the best of you, and I think that's maybe the case. I should have given it maybe a little bit more room. The stock had gone like $40 in a couple of days. It might have been worth a 10 spot on a retracement instead of a 5 spot. We'll see if that ends up being true. If it gets down to like a 140, maybe worth a bit of a buy, but not here at 150. Brendan, what's up?
We saw yesterday both this name, SSYS, and Triple D, DDD, 3D Systems, popping up on some news regarding the 3D space or 3D printing space. Stratasys acquired this Origin Laboratories companies to expand their work into 3D printing. So you can have a look at SSYS. Remember, huge move yesterday, 21 to 30. We're coming back up towards that high, 29.70 for SSYS, guys.
Yeah, and we're right back at VWAP again for NEO here, and it's just every time it keeps failing. At least this time I took shares out and got flat in front of that 58, which I said I was going to do, and I didn't this time. I didn't do it this time. I definitely didn't do it that time because it never got there. If we come in here and make a higher low, I guess holding this 56.50 that held off of the open, I'll try once again buying the dip and then see if I can't scalp out of it. I'm not going away from the plan because so far so good on NIO, which between that, NIO Lemonade have been pretty good for me, but I can tell you that IPOE, it stunk. There was, and again, you can sort of have pie in the face or say I should have gotten more aggressively out on the break, but I really did like this one today. And then it gave you pops. It gave you a pop off 20 that I failed to cover. It has not made a pop off 19.20, but I actually have a bid in front of that 17.50 mark. So if it gets down there, I'm just going to get tagged in. It's a higher time frame look that we were talking about, and this was after the halts in yesterday's action, holding this price area. Now, this dip was all the way to 17. I wanted entry at 17.50 because to wait for the perfect price just feels a little bit greedy, or you might miss the move. And I don't want to miss this. I wanted a shot at this level the entire day. And I guess coming in at 10.25 was not exactly the plan. I thought maybe you'd get this price next week, the week after that. We're going to get it half an hour to an hour into the market here, guys. Kind of crazy on IPOE.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I mean, we were not expecting anything like this on IPOB. Obviously, you guys can see that. We talked about that today. And yeah, F-sell. We're not averaged in. We took a 15. I think this triggered on this wick. So although I'm happy being long 16 here, this was not the play. The play was to go long through 16.50. So now that I look at it, F-sell's trying to base out right here. If we drop below this 15.70, we're going to get out. This is a mistake position here on F-sell, guys. So sorry about that, but that's what happened. We got triggered in on this bad wick. So that's F-sell. What's up, Red?
If you guys are looking for a little bit of relative weakness, the market's still, kind of pushing towards lows here. NEO kind of choppy, 4% or 4.5% to the upside. Look at Li Auto, though. Different story here in the same space, obviously. About to make a day low, coming back through that high from yesterday. So NEO holding up still very strong, but Li Auto looking weak, guys.
I remember the good old days where like every time ANC would make a pop, I would just sell, I would short into it, and yeah, if I just done that today, it would have worked out. But it's because of that news that they got the financing, and it was off of that 210 area where I thought it was a long before. It's like you don't get married to previous levels and failed trades if you have a better idea, and sometimes shorting is a better idea. I quickly want to come to Boeing here just because I think we're going to probably still be able to file away that 214.50 to 215 area for later. There was a dip to 210, and again, I'm going to blame another thing on IPOE because looking for a dip buy to 210 was in the cards, and it came off the open in Boeing as well. But you've got to limit the number of symbols that you trade at 930. That's one thing I told myself I would do this year. So sticking to it regardless of the results seems like it's the right call. Brendan, what's up?
Guys, make sure you stick around. Coming up at 11:15 this morning. That is the Q&A, guys. That is not the right button. We'll hit this instead and tell you about, the parent company. Subversive Capital's chairman, Michael Orbach, going to stop by, talk about the parent company that they have formed. Jay-Z involved in this, guys. So stick around for that, 11:15 in the cannabis space as well.
It's Young Hove. It's your boy, Jay-Z. Yeah, coming next week. What was that?
ROC. What?
I don't know. I missed something on the screen there. But yeah, it's your boy Jay-Z. He won't be coming through, but we will be talking to that company. So thank you, Subversive Capital, there coming through on that. Okay.
Oh, here comes 40 Thou again.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have a chart of it up? I don't even have.
No, I mean,
I got to find a chart of Bitcoin.
I notice it because Mar is making, like, you know what I mean? Like, I watch Mar and then I have the spot up here on the corner of my eye. But the low on Mar was actually 2360 here, and it got a big dip. And I think, again, I just want to see if I can play like a bit of a turn, because here comes a turn. So Mar here, 2533, just able to get in. Last time it was a scalp of like 50 to 80 cents. Depending on how far we go, we just got to 4060, 600. So I don't know, it might even go that far. It feels like Mar is not showing nearly as much strength as it did last time on that little turn.
Yeah. Mar, I mean, those are good stocks to trade there if you're watching that spot. FCell does come out. This damn mistake, man, on FCell there. We should have never been long. So we throw away a little bit of money on that one. I mean, that's why we talked to you about that. Once it breaks there, we get out. I mean, look at this market crashing. We did sniff that out. Unfortunately, we don't have anything on the short side right now. Our Palantir, we're basically out of that one. That was a good trade. We're holding that last 10%, not doing anything there. But yeah, we need to be short on something, guys. XPEV falling down. Look at Tesla. Tesla's just a monster, man. Still, like, look, you'd think what the market's doing that Tesla would be falling, like up 5.5% and not really giving back too much, but it does touch out at that 875. We'll see if we see that one more time today. Our IPOE though, Neil, unfortunately, I don't know why I'm calling it ours, but I'm averaged into this right now.
You can.
And been, this is by far my worst trade in the last couple weeks, because we did like this. We got out, that's fine, but we averaged in there, got out, and then we got out of our biggest spot, 1950. So that was a break, and that was a hurt on the P&L. But now we're averaging in, and I'm averaging in. Why? Again, we've talked about this. There's a 1750 level. I don't think I'll let it get down here, but maybe down to here, 1770 or so. This little top spot there. So we'll try it on whatever this stock is. IPOE. I'm long with a better average price right now, 1911. Still not great though.
Oh, I just got shaken out of Mara there. It just, I don't know. It just, the liquidity was a little bit different than the first little dip there. And I had the long. It was threatening the bottom, and there was like one order there at like 20s. Certainly could have held on. It looks like it's going to give you that 40 to 50 cent move one more time, but that was a little trickier than the first time catching that little dip. I still think it's a solid overall play to wait for the extreme moves to the downside in Bitcoin, and then see if you can't pick up some more when it does turn around. Brendan, what's up?
I just saw this one pop up. Candy Technologies, another one from the EV space, guys. KNDI, 9.5% here to the upside. Not seeing any headlines on this, but definitely stronger than the rest of the group. It is 10:30, guys. We have about an hour left in the session over in Europe. Miss B is watching what is going on over in Europe. What's up, B?
Hey Brandon, European stocks are on track of their strongest weekly gains since November. Chip maker Infineon trading in Germany is up more than 7% after Micron and Samsung reported strong earnings. Back to you.
Indeed, yeah, the entire group very, very strong. The semiconductors, guys.
Yeah. We had AMD long here, and it just faded off a little bit. So we will watch out for that one. AMD still going to the downside, so we've got to watch out. Palantir comes rifling right back. We didn't get any out, so let's wait to see what happens now on the upside, back up to 2640. We should maybe be looking to get some longs here. Let's check back in on our friend Apple, where we did really well by getting some out there at 131.90. Then we got out for flat, and we don't have to worry about that big drop off. But we're right at a spot there where we should have reloaded there around 130. I think this is probably worth it in case this market goes back up. Let's take a small little bite in Apple right now, guys.
Yeah, and just going to go back to that FTFT for a quick second because we talked about this little drop-off in Bitcoin. Mara is one name to play, but FTFT has just tested 8 even, actually broke through that 8 even mark, and is sort of continuing this run to the downside. And another name that you might want to watch. The floodgates could open up if we go any further than this, guys. If 40,000 breaks, watch for a low of the day break on any one of these, whether it's Mara or FTFT. We talked DraftKings, but I want to go back to, I like GAN. And it looks like it might give you an opportunity to get back in. If it pulls any further into this 20 range, this would make a heck of a lot of sense. It was already a breakout through this price once. Certainly, if you want to be playing in the sports betting space, this is a good one to have if you feel like a DraftKings or Penn have gotten a little too far away. Works continues to work, but 175 is going to be my final out on that one. I have not yet, and again, like I said, I had a bit of a bid here in front of that 1750 on IPOE. I haven't gotten back in, but 18 is so far held. At some point, if we consolidate off this, I might just have to get in a little bit shy of that level, splitting hairs. We've come back $4 or $5, so I don't want to miss a move because I wasn't willing to pay an extra 50 cents or so. I might start the position on an 1850 break and then be willing to work it back down. Caveat here, of course, this is my worst stock of the day so far today, but I like this level originally just because you're down on something. If you had a read, and actually the first thought I had was that 1750 on a pullback. So sometimes it's the later one that is better. We'll see what happens here. Already 0 for 1. Let's see what happens on IPOE the second time through.
SBVCF, Submersive coming today. Submersive's cap coming through today. New stock here. So 1015, 1020 doing 930,000 shares. This is the pink sheet name SBCVF, and you can see here just brand new. Brendan will tell you the story coming up at 11:15 with CEO Michael Erbach. So that's a big one. We're really, really happy. Sorry, Chairman Michael Erbach coming up through that. I don't know what number that's on, but we'll hit that coming up when we get back to Brendan. That's that name. We also, I'm still with you, Neil, on this IPOE here as we look. My average price, we've talked about that a little bit. Rate here, still need to get it back up to 19. So I'm still going to hold out for that. I think we get it. No. That's a 19 look on on IPOE looking for that number.
How in the world? You still have your Neo? Oh my goodness.
No.
And Neo dip buy again on Neo, and it's. You could literally probably rewind the tape, and I got to find what's the most abusive thing I can do to myself on this.
The throw up one, maybe?
Well, I don't know. I think it's maybe this one.
Yep, that's good. That's abusive.
Slap me in the face because I said if Neo holds the opening range, the low, this 56.40, and does not bounce to the that 56 level, buy that dip. I've been buying dips all morning long, and this is the one time I don't do it, and it's right back up to VWAP in 57. Now, the revenge trade would be just to buy it up above VWAP on the break, which I'm not going to do because that's kind of stupid. So I'm not going to hold off on that. And maybe if we get a retest that 56.40 to 56.50 level, I'll go into it that way. But that's a missed opportunity. I should have probably had that. Not probably, no, I should have had that 100%. That NIU, not to mix these up, but they are both vehicles makers in China. One of them just happens to be scooters. It is showing a little bit more strength. I mean, look at this bouncing off VWAP, not even testing those lows. So forget about putting it on the back burner. It might be worth at some point actually trading this thing because it's looking rather strong. The liquidity is only okay, though, 1 million shares done, whereas Neo was like 60 times that, which is the reason it's a better day trade. I think you guys all know that.
Oh man, this unfortunately this IPOE just continues to be a problem here, and it's bouncing around. It doesn't look like it wants to go. So that's IPOE. What about Roku, guys? We talked about that 400 break. I don't think either one of us had it, and it does go. Did you have it, Neil? Because it go. I think you did, right?
Sorry, which
Roku? Why didn't we have this one? 400 broke. We didn't have it. I know we were talking about a 400 break there. It goes only to 403, and now it's dipping down. I think on a NASDAQ rebound here, this is a good one to pick up because they have lots of news behind it. 396 is where VWAP is here. I like a 396 break. So let's go on Roku, guys. A NASDAQ rebound here. Roku, hell yeah, alongside Roku. 395, 396 is VWAP. I think we could take that. You might want to wait
that's
about a 396.50 or so to get confirmation. But I'm going to go 396.50 on Roku. If we're lucky enough to get that, we will take it. What is up with QuantumScape?
Steve Grantham here is saying I should do 10 laps around the desk, which is not a bad idea, except look, first of all, if I tried to do 10 laps around the desk, I'd probably hurt myself. It's a little. There's a lot of stuff going on around here, so I'll hold off on that one, and we'll figure out a punishment for myself because I did mention Roku at 400, and look, it gave you the scalp break. It probably wouldn't have been a big trade because I would have scalped some off for $1 or $2, and then tried to hold the rest. and then that would have probably got me out at like a 97 or like a 98 on the way back.
I was gonna say it's probably a loser because it was so fast.
Yeah, exactly. So unless you really get up, gave you a couple shots at 02s and 02s here. So even flats to maybe slight up or to a slight loss is probably the best outcome there. As Sean said here, the second play might be the better one if it gets back above VWAP. But I'd like to see it consolidate first here, Sean. Hasn't done that.
Hell yeah. We are going to wait for Roku to go. Yeah, I mean, it needs to do something, but I think there's a nice consolidation bottom here a little bit. But here you go back to the downside. Watch out, man. Like, if this NASDAQ doesn't go, we are going to be a little bit in trouble, obviously, as we watch out for these stocks going. Okay, let's check out Clove. That's the new one today, Clover Health, coming through off a SPAC with IPOC, I think it was. And yeah, not a great day for this one today. If you were thinking like, okay, now that it's changed symbols, we may get a bump, but no. Going the other way. There's really nothing to look at here. We can go back to IPOC and check out what that's levels were, but I just want to take your guys' attention back over to this because 5 million shares is a decent level, or sorry, a decent amount of shares for this stock. So that's Clover. And then one other thing too was QS. Like, what's going on with QuantumScape again today? This is giving us that chance to buy it back. I like solid state batteries. I like that, the thinking behind it there. And today, 59, getting some consolidations upside here. I'm going to go long through 59 if that does break here on Quantum. So a couple little names here to go if we get a rebound. I like QuantumScape here, guys, through 59. We'll put some little bit of risk on that one and then use this 58.750, maybe a $1.50 hit if we get it down to the downside. Let's take QuantumScape for a little bit of a rebound here.
So remember that possible, I mean, we'll see if it happens because of the short interest squeeze price on Bed Bath & Beyond. Now, 1965, I think was the level you might have said, Sean. The pre-market high is at 1975. We can talk about the gap on Bed Bath & Beyond. There was this 65, and this is the reason why you'd look at a 65 level on the way down. This was a bounce price a couple times held in the afternoon. That's why I'm eyeballing it. As always, if I'm bearish on a name, I'm going to short into this and then play a reversal. So it's always a short first for me when I see this setup. Try to catch it around 50, risking 15 to 20 cents. It is already 10:40 in time for our small cap recap. Oh, sorry, no, my bad. Our sector watch. Let's go to the big screen with Brennan.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the S&P 500. See what is shaping up today. 0.16. We're positive, but only just. Industrials seem to be a bit of a problem so far. 3M here struggling, FLS and DE to the downside, 1.75% to 2.5% there, but TDY 3%. Moving higher, kind of offsetting that, but some weakness coming from the industrials group. The transportation names, however, though, decently strong outside of the airlines and the shipping companies, UPS and FedEx specifically, but AAL, Love, Dow, they're all negative on the day, but some of these other names popping up, kind of offsetting that weakness. We've seen a lot of strength this week in the banking sector. Bit of a pullback today. All the banks in the red. You can see diversified financials trying to offset that, but not much. And the insurance companies also in negative territory. So the banks had been leading to the upside for most of the week, but a bit of a pullback today. Tech shares, on the other hand, not so much. Semiconductors, we mentioned Micron leading the way as far as earnings. KLAC, AMAT, TERTXN as well. There's Micron, 1.2%. Skyworks is on here, 1.2% as well, but 2.5% to lead the way to the upside for the semiconductors. Software names, hardware equipment makers, FFIV, 8% today to the upside, offsetting Western Digital here, 3.6% to the downside. So a lot of strength coming from tech. Healthcare as well, having a nice day. Both the equipment makers and the pharmaceutical names, mostly all in positive territory. Real estate stocks, far corner there in positive territory, and some of the utility names as well, back to the upside. Was kind of watching this group, the energy sector, right off the bat this morning. Energy names have been really strong over the past couple of days, not so much today either. FTI, though, 3.8%. Overall, pretty flat here, guys. Now, 1.17% for the S&P.
Here comes Neo again, guys. About 50 pennies away from that 58 level, guys, so it looks like you might catch that little break again.
Yeah, good thing. It's funny because I just picked that up. So we actually picked up Neo at 57.26. out 57.40 there as I take a big swig of water. Yeah, nice little out there. People asking me about NEO, so we will, and we did sort of defend this VWAP that second time. I'm looking at this 56.90. I would have loved to got more. This was just a starter position. We're trying to get back to positive here today, and we could do that right now. So let's watch out for 58. Let's go, NEO. A nice little 30-cent win right now on NEO. And NEO. We have IPOB. Look at this bid down there. We take long at 18 there. Now we're back up to 18.50. We're almost in the money. We're long at 18.75 on IPOE. So, man, if this can go, maybe we just saw a bottom. We're trying to break through this 18.60, though. Not a bad spot to average in. We're almost back to flat on this one. This is the one that's going to turn my day around if it goes, guys. This could be a monster trade for me. So let's just see if this goes, man. Right now, we lost decently on this, but we're trying to make back even more here, especially if we break through this 18.60 and get back up. And my average price is right here, 18.75. So only 20 cents out right now. This was a disaster at one point, but now with some average in, and then look, we don't average in blind, guys. We talked about using this 17.50 area. So we do put some risk on it, and it could fall down and we could wind up losing. But that's kind of the risk you take when you day trade. And there goes Roku. Damn it, like Sean, like, why didn't we take the longs down here when we believed in Roku? Like, we wait for this to break. I mean, it's now $2 in the money, so hit the cowbell on Roku. Nicely little move upside. We said maybe we'd get positive. Hit me at 90. Hit me at 90. I'm waiting there at 90. Let's go. Can we get some love at 90? Print. Look at the spread is 40 cents, guys. Maybe we should close this spread to make sure we get that fill. But we did not get it there at 90. A nice little $2. That was going to be a $1.50 winner. But now it's coming back to the downside. 96.70 long, guys.
Yeah, new position alert. I did get that consolidation here short off Bed Bath & Beyond. Now, of course, it breaks that 65 we talked about. I'm looking to reverse into a long position, but for now, short in front of the level. See if we can't pull back into like 25 and then go down from there. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
Casey Communications, guys, 4-year high. Sorry, 4-year high here today. They had a merger agreement in place with Cisco. They've cut ties, so deals off apparently for Acacia and Cisco. So big move, 12% here. 72 yesterday. We're up to 81.5 for ACIA.
And by the way, we could do it again. Let's floss it off because there it goes, guys. I'm just trying to find out where my dark keys are because next time I don't want to do that again. I don't have any. Yeah, my layout didn't load properly, I guess. That's a surprise. Okay, so Roku right there. Nice little long at 96.70 there. I don't have any dark keys, but we did cross it out. Got it out there at 79 for the smooth $1.10. Now we go into the money even more now on Roku. So, boom, a big chicken dinner winner to get close to end the show right now. 10:45. We do have a big interview coming up with Submersive. We talked about that already. Brendan will talk about that. Here we go, Roku. Here we go. A nice little long through 396. You're busting through 399 right now. This is once again a $2 winner, and we're going to the upside here. Let's go, Roku, guys. We also have a 26-cent win right now on NEO. That tops out at 57.80. Damn it, we should have took that. That would have put our day almost into the greens as well.
It's IPOE that's got to go right here.
Hell yeah, IPOE. We may take some off right now. Go, IPOE, go. Here we go, guys. A big trade once again. Your boy is back in the building. This has been a big day already. Turning into a big day right now with IPOE. Go, Social Capital.
Yeah, I just took some out in front of that 19 mark. I mean, again, I think it can get back to that 20 for sure, at least testing VWAP, and the 1850s about as the average price. So we'll take some out at each of those even levels. I think you should know what they are by now if you haven't been watching the show too long. NEO, again, fading off that 58. It's on normal circumstance, I'd probably be shorting each of these moves, but I'm still waiting for 58 to be the big breakout price. I guarantee you the one time I think about shorting, it's the time that it breaks. So if it looks like a really, really good short, maybe we'll up the amount of my stop order when 58 goes and breaks to the upside. I just saw Mara, MARA make a bit of a turnaround here through that little high. But I'm sort of watching us hold up. And if there's another push through, and again, I'm looking at like 4,800 on the spot price. If that breaks through, I think we're going to finally get that 27 break and the run to the high of the day. But this is crazy. This is not what I saw yesterday where there's so much whippy action when we're getting consolidation in the spot. And Mara has like 50 to 60 cent range. That's nuts. That's not what I was seeing yesterday.
Guys, Roku, boomer with explode the money there on Roku, guys. We gave you that call. I hear you got that. This is going to be a good one. Let's go. We're really excited and sorry about all this. But yeah, we need to go, guys. You hear me in your sleep. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Someone just said I hear Sean in my sleep sometimes. I apologize for that. I hear myself in my sleep sometimes and wonder what I'm saying. So, okay, 401, 402. Boom! It's a big one, guys, in the 90s. So we have a $3 winner on Roku. We have a monster winner here on IPOE as this one continues to go upside. We hated this stock. Now I love you. It's a love-hate relationship with you, IPOE, as we continue to rip to the high side right now. $1 in the money. We like it. We like it a lot here, and we like Roku. Trying this 400, it went all the way to 401. Not a bad spot to put an order. Get out of this. It's a big move upside. We don't want to fall on our face here, so let's watch out for Roku right now. Let's just get out on this 400. Great trade for Roku, guys. $4 plus right there on that move. Sorry, it was $4 upside there. We're long 396. Let's see how high this one wants to go.
Yeah, someone just asked what the price was on Lemonade. Sorry, on Mara, I just got into Lemonade. I'll get into that in a second. But it was the 27 break, looking for that 4,800 to go on spot. It did. And then Mara, I just got a pullback long at 11s, but hard to get in. It's such a whippy action on the spread here. At times 5, 10, 15 cents in spread. It's on 41 million shares, but it is all over the place. Looking to see if we can't push, continue higher. If we get towards those highs, fantastic. If we break back down to this consolidation range, so like another 300-400 in the spot, you're probably looking to have to get out that 26.50. For now, long 27.11 on MARA and looking to see if we can continue this breakout to 28. Brendan, what's up?
I mentioned these ones yesterday. We did talk about them yesterday, but earlier in the show as well. This high up here, 25.30, 25.25, 25.30. So incoming here, guys, for this Triple D in the 3D printing space. Remember, had a big move higher yesterday from 11.5 to 22.50, getting back up towards that high. Guys.
Print me. Yes, another print. Let's go. Look at QS, guys. Nice little 59, 59.49. Yeah, here we go, guys. Yeah, let's go. QS, hopefully on a rebound there, making some bottoms at 58. We take out a third right there. So now we wait for it to break through 59.50, 59.60, guys. What a big day this is going to turn out to be. We say, WTF, why did you have to put us through this? Why are we only getting going right now? Let's go to the high side right now, QS. Let's see how high this thing wants to fly. Where are we going to look to get out? Maybe 60, 50, a little bit before 60 here. If we can get 60s, we'll take $1 for sure on this one. Big win here. Here goes Roku. Come on, Roku, man. You break above 400. Now we're going to test. I'm going to get out 402 if we can. And your boy turns positive. So there it is. Explode the money for today. We are now positive many, many days in a row now, guys. Let's keep this party going. QS to the moon. Neo, 50 cents in the money. Look, let's review these trades. $1 in the money. 70 cents in the money. Palantir can go screw itself, but big trade for me today anyways. QS, 70 cents in the money. Roku, $4 in the money. Let's go, guys. Big day.
Like I said, just got into, I put it in the chat there, but Lemonade, just new position alert, 158, a second time off a 160 level is a new entry. Mara is turning around because I see a bit of a consolidation in spot. It's still flat for me, but you got to take some profit out if we get another push up here. And of course, IPOE is now really starting to get going. It's through that 19 range. I've taken a couple of legs out. I have a couple more orders. There was a hard consolidation, 19.50 to 20. You got to expect some chop here, and if you're long at the bottom, and take profit off, and that's what you got to do here. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, but I'm going to do a backflip. Finally catching this one. Losing on it early, but then we had a deeper level that we liked better. It tested down towards it, failed break at 18, never got to 17.50, catch it on the way back up. So that level worked a heck of a lot better than the first.
Okay, guys, look. This is just rip city here. Great trading, 330 in the money. I'm debating getting out right now, 401 and change here on Roku because it just looks like it's not going too much higher, but we are waiting for that to go. It's been a big day, guys. We're super, super happy. Neo now. Look at Neo, guys. What a buy, 57 and change all the way to the upside. I haven't tweeted anything today because we've just been so busy managing some of these positions, but there it is. Neo, a nice little win here so far. I'm going to do a check on likes right now. Let's just have a quick look here. Are we near record highs, 2.8K. Wow, we have a lot. I mean, 8,400, Valeria, people watching right now. You've got your jacket on today looking all professional. So, guys, hit that. Turn this like around. If you're not making it blue yet, please go. I really want to put you guys on this mission right now. Let's get this to 3.5K if we can. Look at NEO, guys, breaking new highs right now. You know we're long. That's $1 in the money. We got $1 on IPOE. We got $4 on Roku. Let's turn this frown upside down. There's 3K. Let's go to 3.5K. Valeria, they don't like looking at me, but I'm pretty sure that you can get this going. 3.1K right now. Let's go to the moon with this, Valeria.
Back to Sean.
Okay, turn your mic on, and then we'll go back to Valeria. We don't need to go away from you, Valeria. That was a good little throw there. But yeah, QS, just so you guys know, we took some part out there, so now we only have a third long. We're emptying out all of our positions, man. That was a big run. Valeria, is your mic on?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, throw to Valeria.
So what I was saying, guys, let's upgrade likes to 4,000, guys. We can do this. Just hit that. Back to Sean.
Back to me again. Okay. Yeah, I don't have much to say. I'm trying to figure out this Roku once again, but we're multiple dollars in the money. I love Bitcoin. I love Canadian currency. So let's go over and find out what's happening right now with Money Talks. Brendan doing all the talking.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Let's jump into what is moving in foreign exchange land. A lot of red numbers up here. We did have some early weakness in the U.S. dollar immediately following the jobs report this morning, but it is coming back to the upside. So you can see the euro in negative territory now, 0.3%, 122 and change. Canadian dollar, same story, about 0.2%. The British pound did go positive there. It was also negative. Kind of struggling around that 135.5 level. It's been there for a couple of days. These two basically flat today. Same story with Australia and New Zealand. They are starting to tick to the downside. Turkish lira has had quite a two-day move back higher. Look at cryptocurrencies. Ripple, the one to the downside today, again, 6%. 32% move higher yesterday. Ethereum in negative territory. Bitcoin trying to hold the highs. 41,800 and change was that high. We're back to 40,707 right now. Still positive, but a bit of a pullback here for Bitcoin, guys.
Quick in and out of Lemonade. I'm going to hunt for the same price I got before now. I'm probably going to be on the short side of this trade unless we get like 140 to 145 on a long. It's just been overextended. We took 5 and we should have taken maybe like 8 to 10 the first time. If we do get a shot at 62, 63, or at least I get a shot again at 62, 63 in front of that 65 top, you're going to see me roll into another short. I like that price, obviously better than 60 because we've had the turnaround a couple of times from there. I want to quickly go, if I can, to Li Auto. Brennan already mentioned the relative weakness here. Now you're seeing NEO push to highs. You're seeing Li Auto fail at VWAP, countless times here, 3 or 4 times to the downside. It's rolling again at this 35 price. So as the market's testing this top and we fail to break through, and as long as NEO's managing to hold that 58, which at least for the time being, I mean, I'm seeing it broke out and then came right back in. With that sort of fail break ongoing, it's a good place to play the weakness of Li Auto, or the relative weakness of Li Auto. So either NEO takes out a fresh high, or I can get out at 25 or even VWAP on Li Auto. But I want to play this one short instead of NEO.
Yeah, agreed on that one. We did not take out the high there on NEO. Someone just gave a super chat there, so I want to answer all super chats, guys, as we are just through the moon right now. What kind of a day this has been for us, and we battled back. I mean, that's the one thing, guys. Like, I was negative on that IPOB. We chased that Apple. We blah blah blah. And a big day, one of my more proud days, not nearly as much money as we've been making lately, but really happy to give you guys a lot of these winners. That's holy crap, Roku, before we do the super chat right now. I'm right here trying to get out at right at this top, guys, 400 and change. Okay, I have 200 common shares of NEO at an average price of 52. Should I hold through Monday? Dave Delafiore. Look, you're gonna get an answer for $5 from me, which probably may be worth a little bit more to you if you decide to hold or trade through this or whatever, but let's just go to NEO quickly here. I mean, again, you were looking at this for you. I always use the VWAP, or the 50-period moving average, as an area to get out. If you're long at 52, I just want you to understand your own risk, right? Like, how far can you hold this thing through? Remember, there is often buy the rumors, sell the news. We already know that this is coming through tomorrow, but you're already at highs. So I would say right now at 58, if you're holding 200 shares, that's a $1,200 winner. Take off 50 shares right now. Therefore, if you do fall back into the $50 range, you can rebuy those same 50 shares, get a better average cost, use that money, and you'll still have some in your pocket. So I would say whenever stocks are at all-time highs, there's nothing wrong with taking some off, but there is a catalyst. So I would not be surprised. I've called NEO $60. I called that a long time ago, even when we were back here, 40. We just looked at this going parabolic, which it's not really doing. It could do that. What if their pricing is cheap? What if the analysts like it? This thing opens up north of 60 on Monday. So today's Friday. I'd take some off. You don't know what you're going to do, guys, on that report. Like, I don't know. Are they going to have one of those Tesla things where the guy goes, this window is unbreakable, break? You remember that on the Cybertruck? So I don't think NEO's going to fall on themselves. They have Chinese government backing. I love the stock. Like, that's $5. If that's worth $5, then there you go. Like, I mean, I just spoke for much more time than maybe I needed to there. But right here, Roku. So thanks for the super chat. Keep them coming, guys. Okay, we're going to get out of Roku right now. I'm literally just past $450, so I'm not going to give you the exact price, but trust me when I tell you, if it breaks this $450, we should get out somewhere. And FYI, this may be me here on NASDAQ. So get ready for that one. A $3 winner there. Guys, $1.15 now in the money on IPOE. The day's getting bigger and badder. I'm losing my voice, but Valeria brought me that water. Quick check, Neil, before I go back to you. How many likes are we at? 3.5K. Thank you so much to everybody. So we'll hit the swish, round it out. You guys are the best. We asked for 3.5K, and there it is. Dare I ask for 4? That might be a little much.
It's
Neil,
always
but,
fourth.
We'll
Four is the new target, man. That's
right.
It's got to be, and it's not to put a target on the back of Bed Bath & Beyond, because yesterday it was easily my worst stock yesterday. Thinking it was going to be a bit bearish. Only one shot at it today, and it was going to be shorting off that 1965 level. Certainly, it could be worth a squeeze play to the upside if it broke. It just got to VWAP and passed it. So some out at 25, some out at 20. We shorted at 45 here. If it gets down to 19 even, I'll take another leg out. I'm simultaneously long NEO on the 58 break and short Li Auto. So I knew this was going to be a possibility. I'll break out of one and hold the other. That sort of goes without saying here. But Li Auto testing back up towards VWAP. I actually like the out at 35.25 a little better than holding it all the way to VWAP, so I'm not going to do that. 25 is my out. I'll risk about 35 pennies on that, depending on what slippage, or sorry, 45 pennies on that, depending on what slippage ends up being. As for NEO, however, it did the 58 break, missed, pulled right back in here, guys. So it's kind of doing that whole consolidation, maybe a secondary push up here. And if it does, we've seen NEO, look, that's 60. It's not impossible we see it this afternoon. I would take this out at like a 75 area, and I'll be likely holding on to Li Auto if that happens, and then just wait for a further dip into 57 and VWAP, because that's been a good trade all day long. And NEO's been my best stock. We'll see what happens, because of Lemonade, we're not done with that one yet.
All right, now another $25 there. You guys really want some of this love. So thank you so much to Byron. You've super chatted us before, my boys. My man, Byron, right there. Thank you so much for that one. And FYI, I gave you guys that Roku trade, and look where I got filled, right where we said, $400.67 right there. That's the fill. That's the print. That's $4 or $5. So we go air horn. Let's go. This day, guys, thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for all the kind words. We do have coming up. Let's do a coming up right now because we do have a couple new members there. I will shout out. Thank you so much to the 2 new members that just joined. Dave Delafiore. I saw you guys. There it is again. IPO Sean. Let's go. Yeah, well, I love getting these super chats. They go to right to Valeria. But there we go. Thank you for that. And it doesn't matter who it goes to. Tell us in here what you're super chatting for. Member PD Money, you're a new member. Let's go. Dave, you're a new member on that as well. And here's another $5 from Rolling Records. Another one, Sensei Sean. You're welcome. I mean, who can be the Karate Kid around here? Yeah, another love for that one. Look at the super chats coming in here, Neil. It's been a fantastic day. Someone just asked how many trades today. 171. Yeah, let's go, guys. We go positive today. It's been a big monster day. Not monster day, but I don't really care. Look at all those hearts. That got blocked by YouTube. So I'm going to unblock that one. Where is that? Come here. I want to show that. Show the love to everybody with all those hearts. There it is. Thank you so much. Another new member coming through. Travis Scott, what's up? Let's get that Big Mac meal or whatever that is. The Travis Scott meal there. He's on board. Say what's up to Kylie. No, I'm just playing around. Welcome, Travis there as well. Big time trades, guys. Neil, something about SRPT here for you.
I see that. I'm going to have a quick look at that in a second. NEO just broke out through the high of the day, guys. We talked about that the 58 break. It dipped back down, gave you that price, and then made a fresh high just now. Of course, we talked about the cores in the 50s, so got some shares out in front of 58.50. So that $60, yeah, maybe it might happen right now. We've been talking about dip buys on NIO, been pretty active on it today. Now the breakout trade is sort of on here. So let's see what happens. 58 to the long side. Likely Li Auto's going to get taken out for me here, but it hasn't failed yet, despite NEO making a fresh push to the upside. But Miss V is at the big screen because it's 11 o'clock and time for our European update.
Hey guys, European shares are mostly in a positive territory. Russia is up 2.49%. France is up 0.47%. Germany is up 0.62%. And Britain is up 0.08%. Travel operator TUI trading in London is down almost 23% after announcing a €545 million capital raise to shore up its finances. Back to the traders.
Yeah, I'm just getting ready to fire off a tweet here about all the trades. I just want to say thank you. It's been a little bit of a tough day here for us, or for me, but not anymore as these things start to rip up to the high side. And you know what? You just got to stay strong on your stocks, right? You got to sort of believe in what you're doing, stay with it, and let's go. We'll just tweet this out for Roku now. If you do want to follow me, all of us there. I'm not going to keep unblocking crazy chats, guys, for you. I just like that hearts one there. And look, everybody's saying they're loving when I'm on fire. And look, Neil and I just come into work every single day, and we're really blessed. Obviously, our friendship goes back sub-high school, so that's how old we are. And I've been doing this for 19 years. Neil, very similar. And we come to work every day just obviously for ourselves. We love the trade, but the show has really ignited our interest in supporting education and fans and things like that. I've been educating Day Trade the World offices for a hell of a long time, and now we're doing it for you guys too. So we're really, really super happy. Thank you for joining us, and it's just been a monster day. I'm crazy happy about everything. Neo 5726 still there. Neil just talked. I keep saying that because I want to throw back to you.
It's a good point because look, one of the things to talk about here, and I actually just tweeted this one out, and for me, this is definitely the biggest takeaway. IPOE, and I've done this before, where I'm looking for a dip buy in a stock, or I'd like to see. Of course, that chart's not loading. Thank you very much for my 15-minute chart. I'll just move this one to like a different time frame just so I can quickly do this for you guys. Sometimes you like one level, and like the first thing I said when it came to IPO is I really, really liked how strong it was after it halted, and this was just a crazy retracement that we saw yesterday. And it was this 1750 area that I really, really loved. Despite that, I played the first breakout that I saw. I also dip bought into 20 even. If there's a mistake to be had, it's just that probably should have had like 5 times more shares at the level that you really, really like. Sometimes you just gotta wait for it. And you know what? You have to be willing to miss out on a good trade to make sure that you get the great one, or that you get all the shares you want on the great one. There's just no way around it. So as good as this long is possibly going to be, especially if we break 20 here on IPOE, it certainly could have been a heck of a lot better if I'd been willing to sort of miss out on some of the other party that the stock had. I do need to quickly, if I can, go back to Lemonade. I got a shaken the first time, on Lemonade. And I'll go to the 3-minute here so you guys can see. That's shaken out the first time on Lemonade. I am waiting to get back into this short. Now, I'm not going to just jump in at 60 because that's the price that it's at here. I want to see it test 165 again, guys, because that is the better price for me to play off of. It's been squeezing to the upside since that short seller report of last week, and it's got to turn at some point. It already gave a $10 move. I only took 5. Next time, we'll see if we can get a little bit more.
Yeah, I see a lot of you guys, and I just put Brendan on the lookout for this. Alibaba, guys, hells to the bang. You guys know we're long Alibaba, and man, do we love Alibaba. We wrote down a 230 break on that one. Here's the sticky notes today. It doesn't really matter today, but there's Apple 135, Uber 54, Baba 130.50, Bed Bath & Beyond there. Okay, I do want to talk about this. Okay, so you said Sean for Prez, Neil for VP. He can have that role. We can reverse those roles, whatever he wants. Bianca Siplin. I would rather have Brendan for president, and then Neil for VP, and me for I don't know, vice president of trading. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Okay, Bianca right here. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to talk about that. We do have a big join coming on Monday. Neil for VP, that's true. Kenny Powers, what's up? I love you, Kenny Powers.
I nominate Arun.
Hamza, Arun for, what is it, defense minister? Kenny Powers, thank you so much there. There it is. Sean for Prez. I don't know if that's my name or not, but good job there. In like Freddie Lynn, thank you for Hamza for that exactly. Welcome to that as well. I just want to shout out everybody. Thank you so much, Win, for this. $10, big time there. And then Byron, we've already talked about you, but wow, those super chats came in fast and furious, as did those members. And I don't want to forget, because I said we'd talk about this as well. So we're going to do some coming ups right now. No, that doesn't matter, but you can check out our patterns here on Market Wisdom. I thought guest is always on number one, but here we go, coming up. I said I'm doing it, guys, but okay, coming up, Michael Erbach, chairman right now we don't have the symbol up there, but it's SVCBF. Brendan will double check that coming through very, very soon. All the talk. Young Hove, Jay-Z involved in this company as well. And then coming up 3 should be our members only Q&A. There we go, guys. So this is happening on Monday. What I just did there with Neil for that $5, we do that on Monday. We're going to be having Arun. You can talk all about the market. He'll give you some broader looks on futures contracts and how he trades. You have any specific questions for Arun? I know he hit and runs, so that's going to be a big one. He's coming on Monday. You can get all of us, man. It's all 5 of us now with Arun involved, with Larry, myself, and Brendan Neil, talking all about money, I guess, right there.
You got to hit the pew. We mentioned Arun a few times.
The pew.
He's like, the whole idea with Arun is his style of trading. You can ask him all about it for the members that join the chat. Is that the guy is a sniper. He has usually 1 or 2 trades a day. The guy will sit out an entire day. I've seen Arun sit on his hands for multiple days in a row, and then when his setup happens, it's just he goes absolutely bonkers. Someone did ask about SRPT. I mean, that's what's going to happen anytime you have one major drug, which is the majority of the valuation here, and you miss an endpoint in the study. I don't necessarily see a bit of a trade here, and even if you go to the daily chart, you're not going to find too obvious. Thank you for loading up here my daily support levels. And again, if I knew a little bit more about it, there'd be a bottom pick to be played here. But when you have a 50% retracement, because it's entirely legitimate, this is just a bit of a failure with the trial, and you're going to see it get cut. That's the reality. If there's further news to come, maybe there's a bit of a trade. But I don't necessarily, if you're holding a bag on a stock like this, you can say to yourself, okay, well, maybe something happens for me and I can give it to 80 because I'm already down 50% plus. I mean, that's not crazy because it's only a couple of bucks down there. But you got to have an out. You got to know when to cut bait. And usually when you're gambling on one trial, this is what can happen to you. And SRPT, certainly this one failed. Brendan.
I was talking about this 2970, 2975 on this SSYS. These 3D printers just got broken. You can see volume coming in, guys, through 3025 now, 3030 for SSYS. You can look at DDD as well.
I was actually going to, we didn't get to throw it to us today with Mark Roberts, but Mark did send us a note yesterday, actually, about 3D, and we got to it a little bit on the show, but we didn't cover it enough today, that's for sure, because I did do a little bit of look and work on this, and yeah, apparently, Brendan, you can, if you can, I know you're a busy guy, but the short, I think, on this percentage short on DDD there, when it came back yesterday and made some of these moves, I forget what the news was. We can maybe do a little look on that as well, but 1150, it just exploded, and then today, again, exploding to the upside. 3D printing, triple D, just making fools of shorts right now, but like I said, this one probably does pull back. If we go back to a higher time frame, this stock was left literally for dead for a very, very long time. This is a daily chart here. If we even scroll back, we've been up here before. What was this high? This is October 2018, guys. The last time we saw 21, and today we're at 28. So look at this move. Like, I can't recommend buying something up here, and I'm not going to do a whole nother rant on education. You guys know about that, but if you're going to play this, man, just please try to get flat before this day ends. And if you don't, then at least hold something for some upside, but watch out for a correction all the way back to the downside. This is a lot of push here. So since we've been gone, we did that with Neil there. Sadia, thank you so much. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Keith, thank you so much for that as well. Great channel. We love you guys. guys as well. Sadia Groovy coming through there. William Rodriguez, what's up, my friend? A nice super chat. Thank you so much for JCT there. We love you as well. Thank you so much for that. You have no idea how much this means to us, guys. All the support and all the love. If you have winning trades and you can super chat us, I mean, that is fantastic. The motivation is here for us. NEO still back to all-time highs right now, 58 and change. And IPOE, we're still rocking and rolling with this one. So you can see the positions at the bottom. It's been a big successful day here as we're cruising now on the green side of trade.
Yeah, and as you said there, Sean, about that DDD take profits, I mean, I'm actually looking at some point to try to roll into something to the short side. I mean, there was a big one yesterday off of 25, but worth noting that it did break 25 before coming back in, and that's a lot of times the better way to catch a short when a further breakout on a parabolic stock. So you're talking in this case maybe like a 30 break slams back down and you just short it through 30 and then use the high of the day as you're out. And in this particular case, you would have done it at 25 and it never even tests against you. So that was a $6 pullback in DDD yesterday. I would think maybe even half that is worth it, despite the fact that it's a higher price. But first things first, got to turn. I don't like 28. I would have liked 30 a heck of a lot better. As Sean mentioned, we are going to have coming up very, very soon a special guest. Before that happens, I want to make sure a lot of you guys are following NEO. Not much follow through on that break of 58. Did scalp some out here, but it looks like it is going to turn back around. I'll get out on a 57.80 break of the final third of this position, and then look to see if I can't pick something up a little bit deeper. This likely means that the Li Auto short might work out for me after all, in case we do get this pullback on NEO.
Okay, so IPOE, again, thank you so much, Arun. You super chatted us yesterday as well. Thank you so much. What do you think of snow? We can talk about that in a minute. Again, I can't, FT yesterday, $3. Thank you so much for that love as well. And then Dave Delafiore, isn't he Jake from State Farm? What's up, Jake? Let's go over to Brendan.
Guys, we were talking about Alibaba there. I was just double checking to make sure. The U.S. Treasury list of potential companies that were going to be removed. So we had the spike in Alibaba. Alibaba's not on the list, end of the day. So that was the reason for, it looks like anyways, the reason for the pop there in Alibaba.
Why? That's just such fake news. Like, I told everybody a month ago or whenever this came out that Alibaba was never going to be delisted. I mean, I told you their accounting firm, PricewaterhouseCoopers. That was never a doubt for me about Alibaba being delisted. I just don't know where Jack Ma is. So we'll wait to see where he is. He's come out and said I guess he's in hiding or something right now, but he's alive. So that's good news. Chairman now of Alibaba. So you can watch out for some of these lows. You know, the last pickup I made was down here, 223.83 to be exact, in the long-term portfolio. I like this one. I'd like to average in to more and more and more of it as we go. I love Alibaba. I think this definitely sees like 270, 280 this year for sure, especially when Joe Biden steps in and then the China rhetoric sort of slows down a bit there on Alibaba. It's a good thing we talked about taking some profits on Triple D because right now you're seeing what it's doing. Oh, it's a New York stock? I didn't even realize that one. Okay. It's coming back in. So there's a 3-minute chart. Hits 28, now fading back in. Brendan gave us the news. 27.6% short, according to Refinitiv. So watch out for DDD. Could pull back down. I'd say if you're looking to buy, honestly, it's going to sound crazy, but we could be 24 in no time. Watch out for that as a possible pickup there on the bid.
Yeah, and big bid here. It's chewed through half of this on Li Auto. Now, we broke down a NEO, so I got the last third of that out at 57.80 when it broke. But this is the buyer that's sort of working its way down here. If it does break, I'm actually going to think about it. Look, not think about it. I'm going to add to the position to the short if 05 does break, especially with NEO trying to hold below that 58 mark. It certainly looks like it's going to be worth it to me. There's some rollover happening overall in a couple of these EV names, the Chinese EV names as well, and Li Auto was the one that showed the relative weakness. If this bid goes, I think we could have a nice little flush. But I just want to make sure you guys saw that on level 2. Again, because we only have a few minutes left here, it is worth noting that IPOE, as mentioned, like it's 1950 to 20. Look, this was sort of the range, one of the ranges we had talked about here, and one of the reasons why it was important. Pre-market low at 72, and you had consolidation right at yesterday's close, 19 even. So you see all this like chop on the way down. And when it bounces off of 18, you got to expect that there's going to be a little bit of that here. So when I see this, I'm going to go ahead and cancel the order in front of VWAP. It either breaks out through 20 and gives you a higher price, or it's going to come back and retest the low. So no reason selling short and only taking another like 70 or 80 cents on this. If it's going to fill that order, there's a good chance we're going to get a retest at like 21 or something much, much better in the afternoon. So might as well roll the rest of these shares. if it retakes 18 even, I'll just get out of this. You got to do what you got to do at some point. 1840 is my price. I'm not willing to give up too much more on this name, and hopefully we can get that push into 21. But no reason to get out at VWAP the rest of these given this consolidation. So if it pushes, looks like we'll still have a good one on our hands.
Throw back to me quickly.
We'll go to Sean before we go to guest.
We have our guest of the day ready to rock and roll, and we will get to that. I just want to address this super chat here. Thank you, Boom Squad, for that $20. ETHE, of course, is a ETF for Ethereum. It's just a matter of what you think about Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to buy ETHE or GBTC or Bitcoin. Like, do your own research, guys. This is very, very volatile. But do I like Ethereum? Yes. I actually own more Ethereum than I do BTC. Guest of the daytime, and this is going to be a good one, guys. Pay very, very close attention. What's up, Brendan?
Hey guys, yeah, special purpose acquisition companies have been all the rage, both in 2019 and now once again heading into 2020. Subversive Capital back with us for the second time. Michael Auerbach, chairman, joining us to talk about some exciting news, bringing together not one but two companies from California to form the parent company in the cannabis space. Let's bring in Michael here, guys, and we'll have a little bit of a chat on how this deal came to be, some of the specifics on the deal. Michael, great to have you on the show. Welcome. Tell us a little bit about Subversive, first of all, for anyone who's not maybe familiar with the company. What was the aim here?
Well, thank you so much for having me. The aim for the company was we wanted to raise the largest SPAC in cannabis, and it ended up being the largest SPAC in Canadian history because the objective was to build the first 100-year company in cannabis. So the focus was always going to be on California. We did look at over 100 assets, both private and mispriced public companies over the past 15 to 16 months. But our focus has really always been on California, and we brought together two of the leading vertically integrated assets in the state, Caliva and Left Coast Ventures, to build the largest omni-channel platform in the state.
Let's talk about those now. Caliva and Left Coast Ventures. There's a Jay-Z tie to one of these. We'll get to that in a second, but what attracted you, first of all, off to both of these? Maybe talk a little bit about the specifics that each of them bring to the table here.
Yeah, so Caliva and Left Coast Ventures are both vertically integrated platforms. On the Left Coast side, they have low-cost inputs with their acquisition of Sisu, which is the largest distillate provider in the state. And on Caliva, their brand portfolio, retail footprint, and delivery platform, GoToLiva.com, as well as both companies' cultivation assets, just created a great vertical platform for us to just dominate the state.
And when it comes to the manufacturing side of things, I mean, the interesting part of this deal is that everything is covered here, from manufacturing, from growing, in fact, right through to distribution. Walk us through the process, how that'll work, right from the growing end of things to the consumer.
So we're growing high-end flower for our high-end flower brands like Monogram. We have with the acquisition of Sisu, a part of Left Coast Ventures, we have access to over 500 farm network for our lower cost flower, as well as good input into the distillate that we're creating for our vape pens and other distillate based products. And so we've got high end flower, distillate. And now that we're, bringing our brands together, that distillate will no longer be wholesaled to other people's brands, just a cheaper input into our own brands, creating a massive margin accretion for our brands in the state.
The parent company is an interesting title for this that will be traded on the NEO exchange. We'll talk about that here coming up. How did you come up with the parent company?
So actually, Jay-Z came up with the name, and so we were talking with Jay about what we wanted this company to be about. He and I see this similarly, that it's the time now to build a generational company, a 100-year company. And what does that look like? We're thinking, what does this company look like in 5, 10, 15, 20 years? And what are these brands going to look like in 5, 10, 15, 20 years? And the parent company, while somewhat meta, does represent this generational platform that we're building, unlike anyone else in the space.
And let's talk about the combination here, bringing on someone of Jay-Z's stature. How did that come to be?
So Kaliba had an existing relationship with Jay-Z in a joint venture arrangement that was announced almost 2 years ago. They launched the first brand as part of that joint venture called Monogram just a few weeks ago to great fanfare. I think one of the most successful high-end premium brand drops in the history of cannabis. And so we approached Jay and asked if he would be willing to sell 50% of his joint venture in return for equity and an earnout in the parent company, as well as come on board as our chief visionary officer to build out a real house of brands, not just the one brand Monogram. And so as well as us doing that, we then entered into an exclusive agreement with Roc Nation, giving us exclusive access to all of their artists and athletes. And we intend to launch additional brands under the house of brands that Jay is building as part of the company, a real executive in his role of chief visionary officer in the coming months.
And I mean, that's a key point. And I think we should reiterate that, Roc Nation brings in, just a wide variety of possibilities for the company on its own, which is great news for the end result. Let's talk a little bit more about Jay-Z here. It really speaks to the confidence in a company like this, and it really speaks to, the ability to grow down the road for someone of his stature to come aboard. Your thoughts a little bit on that side of things. How do you see this, down the road, 5-10 years even?
Yeah, I mean, Jay-Z is an absolute brilliant entrepreneur and creative genius. He is a brand genius. I mean, every brand that he has launched is a billion-dollar brand. Ace of Spades is a great example. It's the fastest growing spirit champagne brand in the world, and most people don't even know it's Jay's brand. But it's in dozens of hip hop lyrics. It's in music videos. It was even in Beyonce's Disney Plus movie. When LeBron James wins the championship, he's holding an Ace of Spades. We're going to do the same playbook for the cannabis brands. What Jay was able to do to turn around Puma. What he's done with his cognac brand, Douce. Even Roc Nation is a joint venture with Live Nation. The brand playbook that Jay has put together in his lifetime is something we're really honored to be a part of, because we're going to make a huge difference not only in this space as a for-profit company, but we're also going to do something that nobody else in the cannabis industry has done. We're not doing philanthropy when it comes to cannabis and what we want to do. We're actually going to be investing real equity in the communities that have been most harmed by prohibition by launching this social equity fund to start investing in entrepreneurs of color. Couple that with Jay-Z, our social equity fund, and this brand powerhouse, we're unstoppable. I mean, just as an example, when we launched Monogram just a couple of weeks ago, we were on Saturday Night Live, CNBC 3 times. Jimmy Fallon mentioned it. Because we don't have traditional avenues to advertise cannabis, this network that we now have and this echo chamber and amplification through the artists like Jay-Z, we're just unstoppable and unbeatable.
Michael Orbach, chairman of Subversive Capital and the parent company, joining us, guys, to talk about some exciting developments in the cannabis space. When it comes to a lot of people talking about the end of prohibition for cannabis in the U.S., this deal now creates something that is very well, the business obviously, very well positioned to move forward for that event to happen. Give us your thoughts on how the company will benefit if and when that happens in the U.S.
Yeah, so we think prohibition is going to end in sort of phases. I think in the first instance, we'll get some guidance from the Merrick Garland Justice Department, similar to the Cole memo, that we anticipate the listing agencies in the U.S. will start to get comfortable with listing U.S. cannabis names that are now listed in Canada. And we'll be one of the first, if not the first companies to list on a U.S. exchange. And we believe in this calendar year. We're fortunate because we are listed on the NEO exchange, which is a senior exchange in Canada. It's far easier for us to list on the NASDAQ than it will be for some of the other groups, some of the other cannabis players in the market that are listed on the Canadian Stock Exchange. And so we're excited about that. Now that the Democrats have won Georgia and control the White House and both chambers of Congress, we're going to get a pretty progressive bill. It may not be as progressive as the MORE Act, but it will be a bill, that will combine elements of STATES Act and SAFE Act and a lot of the social justice components of the MORE Act into something that will end prohibition. And so prohibition will, end within the next 12 to 24 months legislatively. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get interstate commerce in sort of the first go around, but that will be rectified because it would be unconstitutional and a violation of the Commerce Clause. So eventually just cannabis will be grown in California and Nevada and Arizona, and the brands are going to come from Southern California and New York. We're building a super state operator in California. We have no interest in having duplicative assets in states like Minnesota and Florida.
You mentioned California was always the primary focus when searching for these assets. Given the favor or the possibility of favorable policy now coming because the result of the election, is there a market that the company is eyeing maybe outside of California that could be the next step?
Sure. I mean, we were pleased to see Governor Cuomo's statements yesterday on going adult use here in New York. I'm a resident of New York, a lifelong, New Yorker. Jay is a lifelong New Yorker from Brooklyn. Just the illicit cannabis economy on the island of Manhattan, I think it's like just under $2 billion, and that's not even including the boroughs of Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. And so, the next market, I believe, for our company will be New York.
And that's
and then in terms of getting our brands in other people's hands in places like Massachusetts and New Jersey and Florida, we'll do that through an asset-light approach in terms of partnering with MSOs that are in those states.
And that's an exciting next step, definitely. Let's talk about the NEO listing that will change to Gram, the ticker symbol Gram. Tell us about that.
Sure. We are in our redemption period now. The redemption period closes at market close on Tuesday, and we will close the transaction on or before, Friday, January 15th. And, the stock is trading now on the NEO and the OTC. I think you got your tickers below there. And then on closing, the ticker will change to Gram, GRAM on the NEO and GRAMF on the OTC. Excuse me.
Excited to have both you, Michael. Hope you're okay.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
It's an exciting time. We're excited to have both you, Michael, and the company back on Friday next week to have a look at when that does happen. So, listen,
we're excited too, and we appreciate you bringing us on. We're just a couple of days away from the end of redemption. We're trading on the NEO and the OTC now. We're coming into the market at a 60+% discount to our comps. This stock is going to significantly re-rate on Friday.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. So just in terms of your viewers that are looking for opportunities to play cannabis, I mean, we've seen some great financings this week with Cura and Columbia Care. The mojo is back in the cannabis industry, and we're coming out with the strongest platform in the industry. So the time to buy our stock is now.
I couldn't say it better myself. Indeed. Michael Auerbach, chairman of Subversive Capital and the parent company. A pleasure, sir. I can't wait until next Friday.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Great to speak to you today, guys. Brand new combination and a special purpose acquisition company, Subversive Capital, becoming the parent company in the cannabis space, guys.
Yeah. It looks like on the chat here that a lot of people like that, so thank you so much for that stock bought. People like that name, so we'll see. I like it too. I mean, it makes sense with Jay-Z there. We'll do some little more due diligence. Remember, guys, do your own due diligence there, but a great interview there and really nice to see. And I wasn't sure if you spelled Sean S-H-A-W-N or S-E-A-N there, but Sean Carter with similar spelling, so what's up to that? But good interview there, Neil. I know we have some interest in that space.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, especially we get to have them back on next week and have a look at it on NEO. I know a couple of things before. Look, it's only a minute left before the end of our show and the end of the week. DDD is moving up to that 30 level. I don't see anything crazy yet up there on the offer, but there might be a chance to roll over at that price. I want to point out, and we can always say rewind the tape or whatnot, but NEO turned around at 58.45. It is worth mentioning, we said this in the pre-market, that the last time it broke this high, it did get on pre-market trading to 58.43. So sometimes it's not a coincidence, these prices. I know we like to look at opens and closes and official prices, but have an idea of where it goes in the pre-market, especially on a stock like NEO, where that tends to be on volume. So that would have at least gotten you an indication of why we got us some shares, or the bulk of our shares in front of that 58.50 price. It's been a fantastic week. I want to thank everyone for all the support that we got. We're going to throw to Ms. V in a second, but I do not want anyone to forget, of course, about Arun joining our Q&A on Monday. So all of our members, you are welcome. It's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. You guys should have a lot of questions for him. He's a wealth of information, and we'll all be there as well. it's time to go to Miss V, who was kicking butt. I'm liking every single national day this week. I think, well, all but one. This should be another good one.
Happy to hear, Neil. Hey guys, another great trading week together. Welcome all the new subscribers and members. Thank you for all the support, love on the chat, for the likes and super chats. Guys, we're so blessed to have such a great trading family, and you're our main motivation every day. So we will see you on Monday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and happy National English Toffee Day, everyone. Looks so good.
Make sure you have a toothpick or something. That stuff gets stuck in your teeth, boy. But I definitely like some of those. I guess there's some kind of walnuts on there or something. National English Toffee Day. Enjoy your English toffee. Enjoy it with a Trader TV Live coffee mug. So coffee and toffee go well together. Here it is. This one's kind of cool. It has Trader TV on one side, and then the infamous bang on the other side. Thank you to Valeria for hooking that up as well. But Neil, it's been a big day. Good luck to your Buffalo Bills. I know I'll be cheering for them. I have a money line parlay going on. Bills, Bucks, Ravens for tomorrow. So you guys like that parlay, put it in your
I'm going to say something wild that is completely crazy, but if that team in Washington, how you come up with a name? You're in the playoffs. Anyway,
I love that team.
I think they got a really good shot to make an upset of Washington. I mean, you know how much I love Antonio Gibson. I think he's an unbelievable running back. Anyways, that's a little sports for you there. 30 is coming in DDD. Again, thank you for all of the support, guys. I think there was some fantastic trades today, some opportunities, and we'll definitely look at some of those stocks in the afternoon, let you know how it goes. Continuing on with the EV and the cryptocurrency, which I run. Mania, whatever you want to call it, that's going to be the theme of next week. Thank you, Brendan, of course, always for a fantastic interview. Down the line for Miss V, former man Sean Katina, in the Trader TV Live hoodie. Notice that now. And for Brendan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you next week. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Got to do it. Go Bills.
Do it.